All right. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, what's going on with this overlay though? Why is the chat in the middle of the screen? I swear to God, it's like every single time we start one of these streams, it's always something, I tell you. All right, 1 second, guys. Let me just get this chat overlay back in order. Chat box. Let's move you over here. There we go. Much better. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, testing. Can you all see me? Can you all hear me? Let me know, people. Let me know. All right. I'm seeing some of the homies in the chat. Always like to see that. Okay, so I'm not getting any feedback just yet from y'all. As far as the levels, okay, people are saying it's good. Alright, copy. Let's see. Alrighty, we can hear you. Good. Okay. Alrighty, y'all. So, y'all know the deal. As the stream progresses, make sure to let me know about the audio levels. If things sound good, if things sound bad, if y'all can't even hear me, tell me. I need to know. But, yeah, what's going on, people? What's up? I'm seeing a lot of homies in the chat, a lot of OGs, a lot of new subs, a lot of people I ain't never seen before. So, welcome, cannot speak today. Welcome everybody to another installment of Ask Neo. If you're tuning in for the very first time, Ask Neo is my somewhat regular Q&A series where y'all ask me questions and I try my best to answer them in a timely fashion. And for all the OGs, y'all already know how shit goes. It's just basically a vibe, the stream, because that's all we do, man. We don't got any type of thrills, no type of theatrics. We just sit here and we talk about all types of crazy stuff, from gaming to movies, anime, real world situations, you name it. If I can speak on it, I'm gonna speak on it. So shout out to all the homies here. Let's see, we got Julian Harris, we got my homie Chris Fostings, Asbel, Lindsay. Let's see who else we got in here. Hustle Motive, my brother. What's going on, man? How you been? Mexican Zoidberg, of course. Who else we got? Let's see. T-Max says, still thick as ever. Hey, yo. Cast me in WandaVision. Okay, we got Dimwit Monkey. What's he talking about? I'm actually becoming deaf and blind. I cannot hear or see anything. Damn, son. Yet you still coming to the stream and showing support. I appreciate that, Dimwit. You a good sub, bro. We got Tycoon. What's going on, brother? What's up? Yeah, alrighty, y'all. So before we dive into the stream, as usual, housekeeping. Down below in the video description, y'all will find all of my social media outlets from Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. What else I got up there? Twitch, Discord. You name it is down in the video description, so I'm not going to bore y'all with all the things saying, oh, make sure to go follow me on Twitter, make sure to go follow me on Facebook, give this shit a like. But I will say, make sure y'all hit that like button. It helps out the stream tremendously. Leaving comments helps out with the YouTube algorithm, sends this stream out to the ether so we can get more people in this stream to complain about the fact that none of us are really finishing games like we want to for whatever reason. Or maybe that's just a me problem. That's definitely just a me problem. Anyways, y'all, if you got some questions, go ahead and ask them, and I'm gonna answer it, man. We just gonna dive straight into tonight's episode, man. That's all we gonna do. I see people talk about that Spider-Man 3 title, which, as of now, has yet to be confirmed. Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Jacob Batalon are having fun on Instagram, posting what we assume are potential titles for the next Spider-Man movie. They have Spider-Man Phone Home, Spider-Man Homewrecker, and then Zendaya just came on here and put Spider-Man, what was it? What did she put? Home Slice? Something crazy like that? It's insane, man. Honestly, I don't know how else they're going to fit home into the next Spider-Man title. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would think that maybe Far From Home would have been a better title for this one if they're going to be doing the multiverse stuff. You know what I'm saying? But they already used Far From Home, so what's it going to be? Spider-Man... I don't even fucking know at this point. Something that has home in the title. I feel like at this point we're kind of just pushing it. You know what I'm saying? Some people are saying Spider-Man Home Alone. I mean, kind of. Technically, he is alone in the sense that everybody knows his identity, so he's isolated, if that makes sense. Spider-Man 3 homeless. Yeah, that was kind of the situation for the couple of months where Spider-Man was in limbo. Sony was trying to take him out the MCU. He was definitely homeless because he ain't got no home at Sony Pictures. Not with those corporate executives. Spider-Man home record. That actually, I heard that's the title of the as of yet unreleased sex tape between Happy Hogan and Marissa Tomei Aunt May. Hey man, listen, that's all I can say. Yeah, I got to get everything out before Gabe comes into the stream and he starts bullying me on some shit. He gonna bully me for liking older women. Well, what can I say, man? Almost 90% of the women I've been with have been older than me. What the fuck can I say? Damn. But this man Gabe over here saying, oh, no, this nigga fucking women in their 80s. I'm like, nigga, what? It was a woman in her 40s. Come on. That's not old. Anyways. Let's see. Thoughts on snow not being real for Texans? Yo, shout out to all my Texan brethren. Like, y'all been going through some shit over the past couple of weeks. Now, y'all know me. Right? Even though I'm a born and bred New Yorker, I've lived here my whole life. I hate snow. I can't fucking stand it. When I see the weather forecast and I see snow, I'm like, shit. Like, even if, let's say, for example, I got the day off from work or I just don't decide to go to work, it's just all the shoveling and then the icy roads and the slush. And then you compound that with people who don't know how to drive in the first place. It's just a damn tragedy, bro. So if you were to tell me that we're going to have a whole season and it's not going to snow, I'd be like, cool. I don't know how good that is for the environment, but hey, man, listen, less snow for me, the better. That's all I can say. Spider-Man Home Improvement. Yeah, that was one of the titles I saw. All right, but what's going on with people? What's going on? What's up with y'all? How y'all been? It's been like a whole week since I talked to y'all last. Hope everything's good in y'all's lives. School, work, family. Hope y'all are drinking your water. I ain't gonna tell you again. Just wait for fucking Daniel Pack to come in here. Oh man, he gonna insult y'all like no tomorrow. All right, let's get to some more questions. Okay. All right, what are your thoughts on Skyward Sword HD? Honestly, this is gonna sound weird, but I was actually one of the few people who enjoyed Skyward Sword for what it was. I know it's not the most ideal Zelda game, and it's got a couple of niggling annoyances. You know, a lot of weird shit that really shouldn't have been in the game, but they decided to experiment. But for what it was, I thought it was cool. I liked the characters. And now they're bringing that out on the Switch for the 10-year anniversary, which also happens to be Zelda's 35th anniversary. And in typical Nintendo fashion, they are re-releasing a Wii game in 2021 for $60. The game which launched 10 years ago at $50. So, yeah, they're basically re-releasing the game at a more expensive price with minimal changes. Like, yeah, they've bumped the resolution from Wii resolution, which was what, 480p to 1080p. Ooh, that's great. They've doubled the frame rate, which is nice. And they've added in button controls. I'm trying to figure out how that's worth full price. But in typical Nintendo fashion, it doesn't matter what I think. You want to know why? Because I am the vocal minority here, because the majority of people out there, when it comes to these Nintendo ports, they don't give a fuck how much it costs. And that is why they're going to keep selling. So I know it's very tempting to get on here and rant about it and do some videos and just chastise Nintendo, blah, blah, blah. But guys, it ain't worth that energy no more. It really isn't, because people are going to buy it. That's it. Like, people have morals and ethics and standards when it comes to PlayStation and Xbox. They don't have that shit for Nintendo. They really fucking don't. Because Nintendo's got that nostalgia, man. That's all it fucking needs. Nostalgia and now portability. That's all I can really say about Skyward Sword HD, you guys. Like, I could rant and make comparisons to, look what Xbox did with the Master Chief Collection. Look what Sony did with the Nathan Drake Collection. But it just don't fucking matter, man. Like, that Nintendo power right now is too strong. And the fan base, when you got people in this fandom who literally say who say dumb shit like, why would Nintendo ever drop the price of their games if they keep selling? Nintendo has got these people wrapped up on the finger, man. That's literally it. These Nintendo dudes, you would think they sit on the board of directors and they have stock in the company, but they don't. They just like to sit here and cap for this company. And you know what? More power to them, because I told you this would happen with Pokemon Sword and Shield. I told you guys this game looks mediocre. It looks underwhelming as fuck, but it is going to sell like hotcakes and break records because it's Pokemon #1 and it's Pokemon on the Switch. And look what happens. The game comes out, breaks records, top selling. It's never going to change. Until Nintendo fans actually vote with their wallets and stop buying mediocrity, they're going to keep selling you mediocrity at full price. So I don't know, man. I can't, I don't have the energy anymore, because literally Nintendo fans do this to themselves and they're happy about it. And that's fine. What I want to see more of is y'all keeping that same energy. I don't want to see anyone out there who buys Skyward Sword HD, Mario 30th anniversary or whatever, that collection last year, or anything else, ever complain about PlayStation or Xbox. Ever. You guys don't have the right to come out here and complain about Sony being anti-consumer, Microsoft being anti-consumer, when here's Nintendo literally, you guys pay $20 a year for online that does nothing. You can't even message friends on the Switch. That online system is terrible. But people come in with the damage control. So it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. Just wait, though, because if all the people out there think that Nintendo ain't going to release $70 games, you guys are buying Skyward Sword HD, a Wii game, for $60 in 2021. And you're coming up with all the excuses. So you don't think Nintendo's going to charge $70 for a 3-hour Kirby game? You're out of your damn mind. Oh, speaking of Nintendo, I'm actually drinking, I got some cranberry juice in here. I'm drinking out of this Splatoon 2 World Championship thermal. I got this because, funny enough, Nintendo invited me to E3 a few years ago, and they gave me this crazy swag bag. I got to play Smash Bros. Like 6 months before it came out, and here I am shit talk. That's how y'all know I just keep it 100 around here. I will trash Nintendo and at the same time drink from a Nintendo cup. Shout out to Splatoon 3. Hopefully it has an invite system and lobbies. Okay, let's see. Impressions on the Xbox Series X compared to the PlayStation 5. I actually have a whole video coming this Friday in regards to my thoughts on the next-gen consoles 3 months early. But to give you guys a little bit of, I mean, if you aren't following me on Twitter by now, you should. Because I talk at great length about my opinions owning both systems for the past couple months. I think both machines are amazing at what they do. You know, looking at the PlayStation 5, everybody has said this, so it's gonna sound redundant, excuse me, but it definitely does feel like the next gen leap. I mean, you look at it from a design perspective, the look of the console, as alien looking as it is, it does seem pretty dope to have in a setup, because it's like, ooh, what is that? You know what I'm saying? The UI, which I'll talk on later in the video, the UI is a brand new improvement. And just in general, a lot of stuff about the PlayStation experience, it feels like next gen. That being said, I haven't really been playing my PlayStation that much. I mean, I bought Miles Morales Spider-Man because, you know, of course I was going to buy Spider-Man. And yeah, I could have got it for the PS4, but why would I want to pay money for a PS4 version of a game that runs at 30 frames per second when I have a PS5 and I can play it on my PS5? So I got the PS5 version, one of the best looking games I've played this gen. Performance on that shit, the fact that it has so many different modes so it caters to your liking is amazing. Astro's Playroom was pretty dope, you know, DualSense and all that jazz. And that's about it of my next gen PlayStation 5 experiences. Ironically, I as weird as it sounds, I've been playing more previous generation games on these consoles than new ones, which I mean, it shouldn't be surprising at all because there's not a lot of new stuff to play. What was the most recent new game that came out? It was Hitman, right? Hitman, I played a little bit of that, but you know, I have other things I'm focusing on at the moment. So for me, if you're asking like, oh, should I get a next generation console right now if I can find it? I would say yeah, if you can find it, just because if you're going to be playing old games, they're going to look and run the best on the newer hardware. And I'm going to tell you this, guys, even though I haven't been playing a lot of next-gen experiences on these consoles, playing through my library, my backlog has been 10 times better, especially on PlayStation. Because y'all already know my issues with the PlayStation 4. I love the machine. It's awesome. It's got a great library, but in terms of how it was designed and built, Xbox just stomps all over PlayStation when it comes to designing a system that just works. And it's evident with the PlayStation 5 with all the issues people are having. But that being said, PlayStation 5 is a dope machine. I'm glad I have it because of all the exclusives that are going to come out. Whether or not they stay exclusive, given today's announcement, will remain to be seen. But it's cool. I'm having fun with it. Again, I'll speak at length in it in the video coming this Friday because there's a lot of stuff I have to deep dive and I don't want to get into it tonight. Xbox, on the other hand, you know, I had the Xbox early. I did my impressions video. And basically, my Series X is my next-gen console of choice because when it comes down to playing a lot of games in my backlog, Xbox just does that stuff better with things like quick resume and how just everything syncs throughout all of my devices, whether I'm streaming games on my phone, playing it on my PC, or on my Xbox. It just works. And the older I get, I appreciate stuff like that. I'm not saying that PlayStation doesn't have those things in place. Like, okay, take for example, when I transferred everything over from my Xbox One X to my Xbox Series X. It was a seamless process. I didn't have to sync nothing at all. Whereas on PlayStation, I had to go download all of my save file data, make sure I'm running the PlayStation 4 version of a game and not this version of a game, and vice versa. It's just Xbox, for its faults for having a similar UI and interface, it works. It works. Like, they already got the groundwork done. There's a lot of improvements that need to be made with Xbox, and I'll touch more on that later. One of which being the way they have capture set up is absolutely terrible. I thought they would fix this with the newer console, but things like capturing stuff, you can only capture 1 minute of footage. What the fuck? Like, on PlayStation, you can capture, what, 15 minutes to an hour? Just with the included hard drive. So you're telling me my Series X, which has a terabyte SSD, can only capture 1 minute of footage versus my PlayStation 5, which has an 825 gigabyte SSD, and you can capture until the cows come home, man. So things like that, Xbox needs to address. I'll touch on that more in the video. But right now, Xbox is just convenient for me at this stage in my life. Everything syncing is what I generally need when I play games across different platforms. And that's also something I've been experimenting with, playing my games on PC or playing them on my laptop, and then just having everything sync through the Xbox cloud. It fucking works. I don't know. Like, I get excited about these weird things as I get older. It's no longer about just graphics and frame rate, which are very important, but just everything working. Like, for example, the Xbox controller, I didn't even know this. You could, like, let's say you're playing the game on the console, and let's say if you were transitioning to streaming, all you have to do is hit the button on the back of the controller, I think like twice or something, or some combination, and it switches from your game console mode to your phone, so you don't have to like keep resyncing it with the Bluetooth and everything. So that's pretty dope. That's dope. And Game Pass just keeps me coming back. I mean, people like to say, oh, Game Pass, you're renting your games, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You can still buy your games. Like, do you motherfuckers have Netflix? Do you buy your movies? Like, what the fuck? I don't know. People just come up with these weird things. They'll have Netflix, Hulu, and all these things, yet they don't like Game Pass. I don't know. But, you know, fanboys are fucking dumb, man. That's all I can say. So I'm enjoying my time with both systems. They're both amazing machines at what they do. Do I have a preference right now towards Xbox? Yes, I do. Because it works. You know what I'm saying? Like, my PlayStation 5, I've had a lot of problems with it. You know, one of my PlayStation controllers does not play my PS4 games. I'm not talking about on PS4. I'm talking about PS4 games on PS5. The controller just doesn't work. So I got a defective controller, I guess. And just in general, weird shit's been going on with the software. It is what it is. Like, I would still say buy a PlayStation 5 if you can find it, because you're future-proofing yourself. And given the situation right now, these consoles are hard to find. But yeah, these consoles, buying them at launch, they do come with some issues that you just kind of accept whenever you buy any new technology. And it is what it is. As far as restocking is concerned, listen, I'm going to be honest. I don't think these consoles are going to be back on store shelves officially until the summer. Like, there were first talks about, like, February, next-gen consoles be on shelves. But the way it's looking right now, man, I would say optimistically spring. But to be fair, I'd say like July. Just straight up, man. It's just, oh, man, it's not a good look. So if y'all can bear with it for a few months. I mean, it's not like there's really anything you're missing out on, to be honest. Even though I say buy the console, it's not like you need to buy the console. It's just like if you have it at your... If you are in a store and you see a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox console randomly, I'd say pick it up. Because, man, I can't... Yo, even going back to my Xbox One X, which was the superior console that generation in terms of performance, even going back to that shit is like going through quicksand, man. Quicksand. So... yes, I have been spoiled by these SSDs. They're a beautiful, beautiful thing on the consoles. But you know what the funniest thing is? The funniest thing is I thought going back to the older systems was bad. I tried going back to my Switch after these next-gen consoles. And let me tell you, the Switch has been a handheld ever since November 2020. I don't even touch that thing in dock mode because my eyes would just... Ugh. Okay, some people asking questions. Are you Ethiopian? Yes, I am 100% Ethiopian. Oh, okay. We got a $5 super chat coming in from Choppa Man. And oh, by the way, you guys, if you do want to have your question answered with priority, super chat is the best approach, considering there's just a lot of questions that get asked, and I realistically don't have time to get to every single one of them. So Chopper Man asked 2 questions. Do you think Game Pass has way too much shovelware, and if you have a beast PC, do you still have to buy a next-gen console? Okay, so as far as Game Pass having shovelware, I don't really see it. Like, anytime you have these services where you pay a monthly fee and you're accessing content, whether it's Netflix, Hulu, what have you, there is going to be a good amount of stuff that doesn't interest you. So people have to really distinguish what is shovelware and what are games that you're not interested in, because Game Pass has a lot of games that me, myself, and I'm personally interested in. But if you look at somebody else, they might look at Game Pass and they're like, oh, that's not for me. So everyone's mileage is going to vary. So while I think Game Pass is an amazing value, I can't say the same for anybody else out there. Like, case in point, I ran into an Xbox dude. Big Xbox dude. This dude has got like over 300,000 gamer score. He's like, yeah, Game Pass is dope for people, but I just buy my games. I don't subscribe to the services. And I'm like, even though you could get the games for free? He's like, yeah, but I don't really care. You know, I like growing my physical libraries. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So it's going to come based off of you and what you look for as a gamer. Like me, myself, and I, since I just got back into Xbox last year, I'm just playing through all the games and looking at all the new shit that they add. And I'm like, holy fuck, this is amazing. And let's just be honest, at the very least, you're going to find a game or two that you weren't necessarily interested in before. And the fact that it's on Game Pass, you want to play it. Like everyone here, every single Xbox person in here, Yakuza, Kingdom Hearts, Dragon Quest, they would have never been interested in those games. Well, number one, because they weren't on the platform before. And number two, they might not have been looking out for it. So it's great for just search and destroy, you know, like random selections. And hey, all you're really wasting is bandwidth. So if you have a data cap, then hey, I mean, that's your only issue. And if you have a beast PC, do you still have to buy a next-gen console? Well, that's going to depend on you, man. I mean, I have what I like to call a 1440p gaming PC. You know, I don't have any of the newer GPUs, but I can run all the recent games for the past couple of years, 1440p, 60 plus frames per second. And to me, that's okay, because I don't have a 4K monitor for my computer. I have a 1440p one with high refresh rate, and that's all that matters in my personal opinion. And also, 4K gaming is not going to be the standard for a couple more years. So it's not like you need to rush out and buy a 4K monitor to play games that just to say they're at 4K. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather 1440p maxed out everything versus 4K medium low 40 frames per second, you know? But even if I did have a beastly PC, this might sound weird, but I would still own an Xbox. I would, because I prefer to play my games in my entertainment setup. And while I could move my PC to my entertainment setup or build another PC just for that, I don't want to. I just rather have a console that I could just pick up, plug in. That's it. That's all I really care about. Sometimes with console gaming, the convenience is all you really need. Same thing for the PlayStation 5. Even if all the exclusives went to PC day and date, I'm still going to buy a PlayStation console because, number one, convenience, and number two, there's no way you're getting PlayStation 5 level performance for $399 building a computer. There's no way that's going to happen. So I don't know. You know, it all comes down to you as a person. Like some people, they have a gaming PC and they only buy consoles for exclusives, which is cool. Me, myself, and I own it all because it's great to have a powerful PC for streaming, editing, content creation, gaming, all that stuff. And then it's nice just to have a console sitting under your TV that works with Google Assistant, which I didn't even know this was a thing, you guys. But over the past couple of weeks, I've been transitioning a lot of stuff in the house into smart, capable devices. So I've been buying a lot of smart accessories and all that stuff. And in the process of this remodel we're doing for the house, I started like syncing everything with Google Home. And I didn't realize you could do that with your Xbox as well. So literally, I was just like, all right, let me set this up, right? So I was like, I'm not going to say it right now because it's literally listening to me. But I just told it to turn on Xbox, and it turned on the Xbox. I said, launch Doom Eternal. It launched Doom Eternal. Like, you don't need to do that. You don't have to go to that extreme, considering all you need to do is hit the button on the controller. But it's dope. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, this is awesome. So, yeah, if it gets to the point where you can do stuff like, I don't know, what would be a cool voice command thing you could do with a game console? I really don't know. Because then I'm getting flashbacks to Kinect. And I didn't like Kinect. But at least this way, I don't have to pay for Kinect. Okay, so we have a $5 super chat coming in from, if I butcher this, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. Tyrek Jackson. And he says, you agree that Kanye West is the most understood artist? Most understood artist? Most misunderstood artist? I'm kind of confused at that, but I'll answer both sides of the question. If we're talking about the most understood artist, I mean, the cool thing about Kanye is that you can play Kanye music and everybody can appreciate it, but you can also do a deeper dive into Kanye, which I know you can apply that to any artist, so it really means nothing. But if we're talking about most misunderstood artists, all right. So here's the thing about Kanye, and this might be controversial, but amidst all the wild shit that Kanye West has said over the past couple of years, on some level, I can kind of see where he's coming from. Asterisk is so important to place at the end of that sentence. Because when you hear about some of the shit that he be saying, you're like, okay, I get it. The delivery was off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand where you're coming from to an extent, but bro, you need a publicist, man. Like, sometimes Kanye needs people in his life that can pump the brakes. Because he's just been on some wild shit over the past couple of years. But other than that, man, I still got love for Kanye. I mean, whatever he's going through right now, people like to poke fun at him and the shit he was going through with Kim Kardashian and the divorce. I mean, I know Kanye, he's going through some shit. He needs some serious help. He needs guidance. And, you know, I'm not going to say that I'm going to be the one to help him out on all those things, but I just hope he finds whatever help he needs. Kanye hasn't been the same since his mom passed away. I think that's where he really started to go off the deep end. And on some level, I can see some of this shit as a cry for help. And yeah, part of it is his ego, because he has a big fucking ego. We all know that. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, people say like, yeah, I can never listen to Kanye West music ever again. I'm like, what? My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy? Like, we're gonna just throw that shit out? Late Registration, we're gonna throw that shit out? Like, nah, fam. I ain't one of those people. Unless Kanye does something really fucked up. That's when I'm like, okay, bro, let's not. Okay. And we have a $5 super chat coming in from Crazy Black Man 108, my homeboy Adam. And his question is Yoda Sith? Well, all I'm saying is that there are a lot of contradictions to the Jedi Code. And Yoda has violated the Jedi Code numerous times. I'm not saying that correlation equals causation, but, you know, there's levels to this shit. There's levels to this shit. Alrighty. Okay, we got 107 people watching. That is awesome. Shout out to y'all. Only 67 likes. Uh-oh. That ain't good. Y'all know what you gotta do. We gotta hit that like button. You gotta hit that like button, y'all. Send that shit out into the ether. Help grow the vibes and all that good stuff. But yeah, let's get back to some more questions. Okay. Did you guys hear about Tiger Woods being in a hospital after a car crash? Yeah, I just learned about that. I want to say maybe an hour ago. I was downstairs and my mom was like, "You heard what happened to Tiger Woods?" And I was like, "No, what happened to Tiger Woods?" So apparently he was in a car crash. So I hope he's okay. Yeah. Okay, all right. Hey, Atlanta, how you doing, brother? How you doing, bro? I'm doing swell, man. I'm doing swell. It's been a pretty good past week, man. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. So last week, my brother turned 22 years old, which is just, bro. I can't. Some of y'all who've been watching me for a while, you might remember my brother because he used to come into my videos on the live streams and everything to either drop off the dog, because my brother's the type where it's like he'll hang out with the dog, but if the dog is doing anything to annoy him, like basically barking in his sleep, he just puts the dog in someone else's room. I'm like, damn, bro, he's just running in his sleep or something. So you've seen him before, and just the fact that he's 22 years old is just, it's fucking insane, man. Like last year he turned 21, and it was gonna be crazy because, you know, he turned 21, we gonna live the fuck up, and then COVID happened, and we're like, oh shit, bro. I mean, we still lived it up at home, but you know, it ain't the same. So he turned 22. We went out for him. We had a great night out. If y'all saw my Instagram stories, you fucking know I was straight lost in the sauce. That shit was a fucking movie. And then I woke up the next morning hung over like no tomorrow, man. I told you, like, listen, the older you get, you guys, I know some of y'all are younger. You just like, yeah, you know, I be pounding back all these drinks, man. I'm good the next day. The second you hit past 25, man, your body stops being able to do that shit. It took me a whole fucking day to recover. And even on day 2, I was still kind of feeling a little woozy in the stomach, man. So yeah, despite that feeling for all of Thursday and half of Friday, I still would have done that all over again for my brother's birthday. It was awesome. And it's just been pretty chill over the past week, man. You know, a lot of projects, a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes that's been taking up my time, which is why I really haven't been too active. But, you know, it's all for the greater good and the stuff happening in the channel in the future. So, you know, I'm excited about that. You know, I grind in silence, as LLC Twitter says. Rise and grind. Oh, we got another super chat coming in from Tyrick Jackson. Appreciate you, brother. Should Budokai 2 have been remastered alongside the other 2 games? Yo, that was always the funniest thing. So, for those who don't know, almost 10 years ago, you know when we started getting the influx of HD collections on PS3 and 360, Bandai Namco put out the Dragon Ball Z Budokai games. But instead of putting out all 3, they put out, I guess, the ones that were the most iconic, which is the first game, and Budokai 3, which I didn't mind per se. But the fact that they didn't have 2 felt kind of weird. A lot of people assumed, oh, well, it's probably because of the board game shit and everything. Maybe. But I don't know. Like, if I had to pick, like, I would only play Budokai 1 for its story mode, because that story mode was amazing. Other than that, it's Budokai 2 onwards. So maybe they should have had that shit in there. But if I'm being honest, they would have that in there, but I would only play Budokai 3. It just is what it is. Speaking of which, yo, they got to remaster that shit again. They got to put Budokai 3 out on the PlayStation Store, on the Xbox Marketplace, on the Switch. Put that shit out. Give it net play. Like, I don't care what you got to do, man. Let Budokai 3 come out and be playable online. The world needs to see this experience. It's so good. So fucking good. Drunken Fist Neo. Oh, that's one way of putting it, Pierre. That's one way of putting it. What did you think about the Mortal Kombat movie trailer? I actually got this question asked a lot. Honestly, you guys, I thought it looked aight. You know, I'm not sitting here saying that, oh my God, I'm so excited for it. And I'm also not saying, yo, this shit looks like ass, bruh. Because I've literally relegated all of these video game adaptations to the fucking gutter. Like, that's literally what they are to me. So if you could be better than trash, I'd be like, okay, maybe this might be interesting. Which is where I'm at with the Mortal Kombat movie. You know, yeah, maybe it might be cool. Maybe. But just with the track record of all these video game things, it's just, I don't know, man. I'm not excited for these. Until we start seeing actual talent working on these movies, or not even just talent. Like, you don't have to have high profile directors or writers working on it, but I just got to see people who just give a damn, bro. You know, because, yeah, Mortal Kombat may look good for the flash and the aesthetic, but is the story going to be good? Like, I feel like these movies can be so much better. But what it's come down to is we have a lot of these movies that come out that try to appease to the gamers with the aesthetics, and if it hits that, that's all they really want, because they know the movie's going to be trash, so at least it looks somewhat pretty. I I don't know. I have higher standards for that. So, yeah, I mean, I'll see it on HBO Max because, you know, I'm subscribed to the service, but I'm not in no rush. Like, yeah, Mortal Kombat, bro. It just, we'll see. We'll fucking see, man. Alrighty. We got a $5 super chat coming in from Chopper Man. Appreciate you, brother. Did you hear about the announcement of the Twisted Metal live action series and Soulja Boy coming out with another console? Oh, so, you know, we might as well just segue from one video game adaptation to the next. Yeah, so apparently Twisted Metal TV series is in the works over at Sony Pictures, and they've also tapped the Deadpool writers to work on it, which I think is a nice fit. That's cool. Whether or not this series will actually be made, though, is another thing, because, listen, I'm old enough to remember a time where they announced like 40 different video game movies in the same magazine. Do you guys remember that Game Informer issue where they were announcing that every high-profile director was working on a video game? Like Gore Verbinski was going to do BioShock at one point. Like, it was wild. Like, people thought that with the Prince of Persia movie that came out from 10 years ago, like, oh, this is going to usher in a new era of movies. And then fucking didn't. And then they thought that shit again with the Michael Fassbender Assassin's Creed movie. Oh, this is going to usher in a new era of video game movies. And it ushered in something, all right. One of the lowest Rotten Tomato scores of all time. But yeah, I mean, I want it to be good. Will it be good? I don't fucking think so, but we'll see. I would love to be proven wrong. And Soulja Boy coming out with another console. I don't know how I feel about that, man. Like, the last one was supposed to, you know, like, have Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony shaking in their boots, and it didn't. So I don't know how I feel about the Soulja Boy Pro console. I don't, man. I really don't. But appreciate the super chat, brother. And Gustavo Bravo coming in with another $20 super chat. Thank you, kind sir. Always going to support you, Neo. Just got off of work from the day. How have you been? Personally, I've been happy this year is going fast compared to 2020, and I just started Persona 5 Strikers, and so far it's been pretty great. Well, as always, it's good to hear from you, Gustavo Bravo, and everything you've got going on in life. Me, myself, and I mean, you've probably already heard this. I've just been pretty chill. Honestly, you guys, things in life, I mean, there's been a lot of shit happening, personally, like shit happening with family and stuff, that have affected me over the past couple months. Not my immediate family, thankfully, but, you know, it's just one of those things where we just got to keep moving forward. You know, we take shit day by day, and provided we don't fall into that abyss, provided we can just keep the light shining, you know, shit's gonna work itself out eventually. So I've been good in that respect. It's just a lot of prayers for other people who are close to me that are just lost at this time, and I'm trying my best to be there for them. Which is why sometimes, if you guys might notice, if I say I might be doing a stream today or tomorrow and I don't, it usually means I'm with somebody who's kind of going through something and being there for them. Because one thing I do like to stress to you guys, and, you know, we keep it 100 around here. Well, I love doing these streams and I love interacting with you guys, and it's fun for me. It's fun for you guys. At the end of the day, if you need to take a step back to handle whatever it is you're going through in life. And it might not be you per se. It might be just being there for a significant other, a family member, a loved one, what have you. Take that time to be with them, because there's going to be a time when you're not. And one thing I've definitely gotten back in touch with the past year is just really reconnecting with a lot of people who, not that we fell out or for whatever reason, we just haven't talked as much because we're adults, we're busy. We might hit each other up a couple of weeks, or, you know, on social media we send a meme or two. But take time to really just ask somebody you love how they're doing, how are things. And it could just be harmless just to see how their day is, or if they're going through something and you want to console them. If it's within your capabilities, then go for it. So, you know, people in my life have been going through some stuff, and I try my best to be there for them. And it's been very good. Like, this past year, I've gotten a lot closer with my loved ones, which is very important. And, you know, we just keep shit moving, man. Video game wise, he said Persona 5 Strikers. Yes, that did release today. I think if you pre-ordered it or got like some version of it, you got to play it a few days early. I've heard good things about it. Y'all know me, I'm not a big fan of Musou games. I totally understand why people love them, but to me it's kind of like I lump in the Musou games like Pirate Warriors, Dynasty Warriors, Hyrule Warriors, those type of things that end in Warriors. I classify them as like Call of Duty or FIFA or 2K, where you already know what you're getting into. For the most part, it's the same game, just reskin, maybe a couple of tweaks here and there, depending on the franchise. But for some people, that's their comfort food. And who am I to judge? Because Kingdom Hearts is my comfort food game series, and I will be the first person in line to criticize the fuck out of Kingdom Hearts, even though I love it so much. But yeah, to each their own. And hey, Persona, like, guys, I fucking love Persona. I stand this shit, but I wasn't going to buy Persona 5 Strikers just because it has the Persona 5 cast, All right. Okay. And we got one more super chat, and then we're going to get back to regularly scheduled content. I appreciate all the super chats, you guys. Thank you so much. We got a $5 super chat coming in from Any Gamer Reviews. Finally got down to playing Control when it went free on PlayStation Plus. Really enjoyed the game, but it tanks terribly when it comes to frame rate on PS4. Yeah, that's the thing about Control. So, if you're playing Control on the last generation consoles, or if you don't have the Ultimate Edition, it's kind of a rough 30 frames. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've done some patches, they've improved it, but it just, I would just say, I don't want to be that person, but if you have an opportunity to get a next generation console, get it and get Control Ultimate Edition, because that's 60 frames per second. Oh god, it makes a world of a difference, man. But Control is a phenomenal game. I'm like this close to the end of it. I have 1 hour left. I'm that type of person where it's like, I have so many games where I'm like 80% completion. I just have to finish it and buckle down, but I'm a wuss and I don't want to finish it because when I really enjoy a game, I don't want it to end. So if I don't finish it, it will never end, technically. So that's how it is with Red Dead Redemption 2. That's how it is for Yakuza Like a Dragon. That's how it is for Control. But they will all be finished, and I will just cry myself to sleep. I mean, I already do that every night, but it hits differently. It's differently when it's a game you love. And Control is a dope experience. Okay, let's see. Halo Infinite is going to win Game of the Year. Quote me on this. Let's just hope Halo Infinite is a good game. Let's just hope that before we start getting into the Game of the Year conversations. Because I want it to be great, but 343 is just, yeah. Let's not. Like, if you had to tell me, who'd you rather want to develop Halo, the Coalition or 343, I'm picking the fucking Coalition, because at least they can put out competent games in a timely fashion. 343 is, they on some nut shit. That's all I can say. Okay, let's see. How's the gym grind been? Yo, the gym grind has been great, you guys. I don't really post too much of it on like Twitter and stuff. I mainly keep that from my Instagram account, but it's been good, man. We in bulking season right now, so I'm trying to gain some size. Mainly the reason why I'm bulking is so my strength numbers can grow up, and that's what they've been doing. Strength wise, it's been great, man. Progressing on all the lifts today. Like, I was doing 3x3 overhead press 160 pounds today, which is really big for me because overhead press was one of my weakest lifts when I first started. So the fact that I can lift like 160 pounds over my head for 3 sets of 3 reps is great. And then it's just going up from there. Deadlifts have been awesome. Squats are going great. Bench is still fucking poverty. I'm gonna get that 315 bench one day. These long ass arms, what can I say? But I'm getting there. But for me, provided my deadlift, my squat, my overhead press are going up, I'm content with that. So it's been fun, man. Honestly, the gym it's my form of therapy. Anytime I'm feeling something, I just go to the gym and bang that shit out. And it's been great having it open for the past couple of months, man. Just taking my precautions, wearing my mask, sanitizing, wiping down, and just living a life with COVID, man. That's what you got to do. I know a lot of people are kind of afraid of going places and doing things, but unless you're living in the house 24/7, you got to get out there. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out there and be safe. Have fun, be safe, do what you got to do. Okay. How long have you been going to the gym? I just started yesterday. LOL, wish me luck. Well, good luck to you, brother man, and everybody who is starting their workout journey and all that. I've been working out for the past 7 years. Now, I've been consistent for the past 7 years, but it wasn't until 2017 when I actually started to monitor all my lifts, track all my progress, get on structured strength programs. Because for like 2014, my first year, I didn't really know what I was doing. Nobody knows what they're doing. But I went to the gym and I saw some progress. Same thing 2015. 2016, I was kind of taking it easy. And then 2017, I was like, fuck it, my gains have slowed down. Let me get on an actual program. And then I did that. And then from there, it's like, when you get on an actual structured workout program for strength or just in general, a reputable program, and you adhere to that and your diet is on point and you're sleeping, your body will change and your results will just go like that. It's awesome, man. So I would just tell people, just start. You know what I'm saying? Don't really worry about what is the best this, what is the best that, because you might not even like this type of working out you're doing. Like, you might get into the gym and do the bodybuilding type shit and realize you don't like that stuff. You like doing MMA, or you like doing strongman, or you like doing powerlifting, or you like doing fucking yoga. I don't know, man. To each their own. Maybe you love swimming. Who knows? But the important thing is to have passion for something and just stick to it. A lot of people, why they fail is because they get motivated for all of 2 hours, and then when they don't see any progress, they're like, fuck this shit, I'm done. And they just don't apply that same level of energy and passion. Like, this is what always gets me. A lot of people always say that, oh, you know, this whole working out shit, healthy stuff is hard. I can't stand it. I can't go through this shit. And you see them, they're pounding back drinks like no tomorrow on the weekends. They're playing games for 10 hours a day. Like, it's really not that hard. Bro, if you just eat right and go to the gym for an hour a day, you will make progress and you'll have a healthier, happier life. But you can't sell that shit to people, man. You got to sell them the bullshit and all that other stuff, the glamorous stuff, the instant gratification and all that. Let's see. Okay, thoughts on Daft Punk splitting up. Yo. So here's the thing about Daft Punk, right? I'm going to be the first person to admit, I've never been the biggest Daft Punk fan. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't appreciate their music. I love their music, but I was never like, yo, I know everything about Daft Punk. I've listened to every single one of their albums, you know, beginning to end, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've listened to Daft Punk music when it was played on the radios, and then when there were a couple of songs, like, just from streaming and everything, you know, it's like, oh, this is a Daft Punk song, but this is also a Daft Punk song. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers got talent, man. And every time I saw them collabing with people, it was an amazing experience. So to hear that they were breaking up, at first, I took like a double take because it said Daft Punk breaking up. And it was like after 30 years together. I was like, what the fuck? 30 years? Oh my God. So literally when I read that and just thinking about everything, what they've gone through and the grind and all of that, it's just, it felt so fucking weird because they've literally been around. They've been through it all, you guys. They've literally lived through everything. The rise of the internet, you know, becoming popular in their home country, getting mainstream appeal, social media, Hollywood, and just keeping with those vibes. It's very rare that you have an artist, a duo like that can stay consistent and at the same time not really lose who they are. Now, I don't know exactly what happened between them that caused them to break up. All I know is that they broke up and their publicist confirmed that they broke up. So we'll probably hear about it at some point later down the road. But yeah, man, I mean, I wish them the best going forward, whatever they've got going on in life, you know, whether they're going to continue to work in like separate mediums. Like maybe one person might work as a composer in film or TV and somebody else might just, I don't know, take up tutoring or some shit. But yeah, it's just, when you look at everything in perspective, it's like, fuck, bro, this is a part of my life. And like I said, even me, who's never really been a big Daft Punk fan, the fact that that's it, no more music. Oh my God. I know one of my boys, Adrian, he actually took it pretty hard because he's a big Daft Punk fan. He's got all the vinyls and shit. And he was waiting for them to announce a tour date at some point. And then now we're never going to have that happen. It's crazy. Okay, let's see. All right. Corey Gryffindor says, I had COVID like 2 weeks ago. It only lasted for a week. I'm just taking advantage of my leave of absence to get my homework done. Yo, that's wild, bro. Well, first things first, I'm glad to hear you're doing okay. And yeah, man, honestly, anybody that's going through that COVID shit, if you can, take whatever time off you need from your job. Don't be in a rush to go back to work. Obviously, I don't think they're going to force you to go back that quick. Well, some jobs are, unfortunately. But if you got that time off, and especially if it's paid too, enjoy it, man. Take a second to breathe, you guys. Like this past year has been rough on all of us. Whether you've been an essential worker or you've been working from home or you were laid off, it's been a rough year. And if you have a moment just to enjoy yourself, do it. Like there was a lot of people out there who were like, oh, all these people, if you give them a $600 stimulus check, they're just going to use that to buy a PlayStation or Xbox. Yeah, so fucking what? What else if they want to do that? Why? What the fuck is wrong with that? You know, because a lot of these people, their bills, that $500, $600 doesn't cover that shit, number one. They're not going to invest in stocks because that's another situation entirely. Like, people say, get invested in the stock market. It's like, motherfucking, no, it's not that easy. Like, I've got stocks, but that's come from months of grueling learning and understanding everything. That's not for everybody. So to say, yeah, invest in stock. Like, just people got, like, these simple-ass solutions to some of the biggest problems. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, there we go. Racism dead. You know, racism is dead because we no longer have white voice actors voicing black characters. Yeah, just give it up, y'all. Racism is dead, according to Hollywood. All right. Let's see. We got a $4.99 super chat coming in from the homie Asbelant. I've got a personal trainer. He's kind of expensive, but he works. Well, here's the thing about personal trainers, bro. And you'll probably realize this later on. But just because a personal trainer puts you through a workout and you sweat, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's actually doing good for you. Because one thing I've noticed in this gym shit for the longest time, if you go to personal trainers at most commercial gyms, they just be teaching you some bullshit, bro. But they run you through a lot of high intensity interval training, so you think you got a great workout. You know? I mean, in the beginning, yeah, I would say have a personal trainer, but if they aren't really in tune to your goals, like let's say, for example, you want to drop weight and you want to look toned, you want to have muscle and everything, but he's having you do some bullshit ass balancing on a Bosu ball, doing overhead presses with dumbbells before you can fuck your legs up. Like, oh God, maybe look elsewhere. But I mean, the important thing is that you stay dedicated and committed to this life of fitness, man, because it's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you bring yourself back up. That's what matters. All righty. Let's see. Need to shave that beard. Your lips are gone. Yeah, this the top part of the beard, the mustache is definitely kind of I literally did not notice this until I looked in the mirror a few days ago. I was like, damn, this shit is really, really growing quick. You know? But I mean, that's not bad for a couple of months. Like I said, my genetics with the family, we're not really too like, just looking back at other members of my family, they never have a lot of facial hair. Like, I didn't start growing this mustache, and I didn't even have this kind of mustache. I had a small mustache until I was like 16, you guys. Whereas some people in here probably got full-grown beards by the time they hit 13. But yeah, it's if you want to get a beard, you guys, you just got to trust the process. You got to grow it, properly wash and shampoo it, condition it. You know, maybe get a nice beard oil that doesn't have a lot of shit in it. And yeah, just give it time, man. You know, this is just the past couple of months of growth, and as you can see, I just trimmed it not too long ago, and it's already, the sides are coming back in. But it's been fun growing a beard, you guys. I recommend if you can grow a beard, just grow that shit, man. I'm telling you, it will change your life. What do you think about the new Demon Slayer movie in Season 2? Yes, so Demon Slayer Season 2 just got announced not too long ago, which is fucking awesome. We all knew it was coming, but a lot of us didn't know exactly when. But now we have a confirmation it is coming out this year. Hopefully sooner rather than later. And the Demon Slayer movie today just got... it's not officially announced yet, but it's going to be premiering in the United States, believe it or not, in Miami and other designated cities for 1 week, I believe starting the 26th, just so it can be classified as like an Oscar contender, because they're going to put it in the running, I believe, for Best Animated Picture. So yeah, they're releasing that there. So if you live in Miami, you're going to be seeing the Demon Slayer movie before a whole bunch of other people soon, which I've kind of been contemplating, me and my sister, actually. Like I said, listen, if it's my time, it's my time. We've been contemplating flying down to Miami just to watch that Demon Slayer movie. Yo, you guys don't understand about this Demon Slayer hype. Like, I was like, yo, son, I'm gonna have to risk it all for this Demon Slayer movie, bro. I mean, I've been going to the movies during COVID because I have a few that are open near me. But man, that Demon Slayer, if you were to tell me, yo, that Demon Slayer is coming through, it's going to be at this theater, there's no social distancing, first come, first serve. You know where my ass is going to be? In that damn movie theater. Hey, man, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Oh, my God. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for Season 2. I can't wait for the new movie. And hopefully, because Governor Cuomo just announced that movie theaters in New York City will be able to open soon at 25% capacity. Fingers crossed that means that a lot more a lot more studios will start putting some of their movies in theaters. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight or within the next like 3-4 months, but I think when you have a lot of the big primary markets like New York and California, if they open up and they see that shit is running well for a few months, maybe we might start seeing some more movies. Because in other countries, I believe New Zealand and Australia, they've had the movies open, I believe, for a little while. And I think they already got the Demon Slayer movie too, which is insane. But yeah, you know, like provided we can just do this shit safely and we can just keep progressing and all that good stuff. I mean, y'all have heard this shit ad nauseum for the past year. So I don't want to regurgitate it, but yeah, I need to see that Demon Slayer movie, bro. I need to see that movie. I need to see that beautiful animation, not on my 4K TV, even though it's a nice 4K TV. I need to see that shit on a big screen with the sound systems blare. I need it, man. I fucking need it. I love going to the movies. Let's see. We got a $5 super chat coming in from Abman136. Appreciate it, brother. Do you think that the footage of that rover mission looks so real as the CGI from Halo 2 on the OG Xbox? Oh, man, you taking it way back, man. Yo. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it did give me some vibes. One thing I'm really fascinated about, I don't know if you guys is just the space, you know, space. I mean, I grew up watching Star Trek, Star Wars, you know, like all those sci-fi series. I was always fascinated by space. And any time that we see advancements when it comes to space travel being made out here in the real world, I eat that shit up, man. You know, I might not understand a lot of it, but I just think shit like that is so fucking cool. So when I see stuff that we have seen, like that we see stuff happening now that they showed off in video games, in sci-fi video games and sci-fi movies, and now we're getting to the point where we can actually do that stuff in the real world. It's just really cool. And I look up with like an awe-inspired grin on my face, like, oh man, that's so fucking dope. So yeah, I mean, I definitely got good vibes watching that stuff. Okay. Ooh, and we got a new subscriber. Awesome. Welcome, Flavio Lanza. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Okay. So let's see. What other questions? I'm trying to scroll through here. Some people want me to talk about it. What do you think about the Nintendo Direct? Alright. So similar to Skyward Sword HD, you guys. These Nintendo Directs, I mean, they've always been a mixed bag. I think Nintendo fans excite themselves and they get hyped way too easily. Because if you look at it, there have been more mid directs than there have been amazing directs. So the way I look at directs is the same way I look at like PlayStation State of Plays or whenever Xbox has like a Inside Xbox event. If I can find a couple of good announcements there, and provided you don't overhype it, which Nintendo is very good at not overhyping stuff, they set the expectations, that I'm okay with it. I'm fine. So I looked at the Nintendo Direct. I found a couple of things I thought were kind of cool. So to me, I was okay. Now, is that the Nintendo Direct that we have all been waiting for the past year and a half? No. And it kind of scares me because 2020 was already a dry year for the Switch. Ironically, it sold really well because everybody was at home playing Animal Crossing. But when you look at the stuff that, you know, got pushed back because of COVID and just in general how with the Switch, it seems like every odd year, like 2017, 2019, and hopefully 2021, those would be like the best years of the Switch. Like you look at what we had in 2017 and 2019, it was fucking insane for the Switch. Whereas you look at the even years, 2018 and 2020, you really had one major game. 2018 was Smash Bros. 2020 was Animal Crossing. Everything else was just kind of like, or it was a Wii U port. So I was hoping 2021 was going to be the year for Nintendo. Like, oh, they're going to be firing on all cylinders, bro. Get ready. Because we got 2021 games and then everything pushed from 2020. Yeah, that Direct, nope. My Switch is going to stay collecting dust. It just, there's really nothing there for me, man. I mean, Monster Hunter looks amazing, but Monster Hunter is always amazing. So it's like, okay, you have Monster Hunter. And then ports, smaller titles like indie games, Skyward Sword HD for full price. I don't know. Like I was expecting more than that. You know, like it's cool we got a release date for No More Heroes 3 finally after we've been waiting so many years. But no Bayonetta 3 update, no Metroid Prime 4 update, no any other game update. It's like, what the hell are they doing, man? I understand Japan got hit pretty damn hard with COVID because it's not a work from home culture. So they weren't, like, the infrastructure just isn't there. But still, man, there's, like, literally been nothing from Nintendo, man. Nothing, bro. Like, yeah, yes, you have smaller stuff here and there. That's cool. But if we harp on Xbox for not having any exclusives worth playing, why don't people keep that same energy with Nintendo? I don't understand, because there's been nothing to play on the Switch for the past year if you aren't a fan of Animal Crossing. It just kind of sucks, man. It's literally, you'll have one game that some people might like to play, some people might not. You have a lot of ports, which for people who've never played them, cool, but for people who've already played them, they might not like that. And then you'll have a mediocre Nintendo game like Paper Mario sprinkled in there. I don't know, man. Like 2019, we had Luigi's Mansion 3, we had Fire Emblem 3 Houses, we had freaking Astral Chain, Super Mario Maker 2, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and mind you, this is just within the last couple of months of 2019. There was Link's Awakening. There was so many games to play in 2019. It was absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And 2020, we had nothing. And 2021, we right now, we have nothing, which is, I mean, things could change. Maybe around summer, they'll announce a lot of stuff. But still, that's so many months with no games, man. But we'll see, man. We'll see. All right. You think Uncle Phil will ever put Persona on Xbox or Game Pass? If Uncle Phil was smart, he would go over there to Atlas and just hand off no, not even give him a suitcase. Just give him a blank check and just say, listen, I don't care how much money it costs. You better put these games on Xbox. Could you imagine how goated that would be if just Phil Spencer announces on Twitter, like, we got Persona 3, 4, and 5, and they're all on Game Pass today? Like, that'd be the most gangsta shit out there, because you know what that means. If they're working on an Xbox version, you know they worked on a PC version, which means they're putting it on PC too, which means everybody gets to play Persona, except Nintendo owners, which kind of sucks. Because the Switch can run those, well, yeah, they're all old-ass games, and Persona 3 was on PS3, so yeah, of course. Well, Persona 5 was on PS3, so of course. Okay. DC superhero girls. Hey, man, listen. The Switch, the demographic for the Switch is so vast that the reason why Nintendo included that is because they know a lot of young girls are watching that shit, and they might only play Minecraft or you know, take your pick of whatever title they want to play. They see that DC superhero girls and they go and buy it. And I'm not even trying to make a joke, you guys. I'm just saying, like, the Switch, for the criticisms we give it, that shit is a juggernaut. Like, people just buy that shit and they buy games for it. I mean, my collection, it's fucking insane, man. All right. Let's see. Oh, we got a $20 super chat coming in from Silver Wolf 26. Appreciate it, brother. Yo, sup, Neo? Been fan of yours since 2009. OG fan up in here. I appreciate that, brother. Love your personality and always enjoy watching your videos and streams. Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Persona 5, and Tales is my favorite series. I just marathoned all the Kiseki games, and I'm currently playing Cold Steel 4. Oh, this guy loves his RPGs. I appreciate that. He RPGs harder than me, man. You marathoned all of those games? Bro, that's like at least a couple... Bare minimum, that's like 1,000 hours. Bare minimum, man. But that is awesome. Like, anytime we can get more people into the Trails series is just fantastic. But yo, man, appreciate the super chat, appreciate the love, man. I appreciate all of y'all coming into the stream and hanging with y'all. Like, how many people we got watching the stream right now? We got 96. Well, how many we got? We got 94 viewers right now. That is awesome. I appreciate y'all coming through. Hope y'all are having a fantastic day. And I felt like there was something on my mustache. I might be getting a little paranoid. Who knows? But yeah, I appreciate that, Silver Wolf, man. You got some good taste. And yo, I got to get on your level, bro, because I'm still working through the series, man. Like, I started with Cold Steel on the PS4. Then people were like, no. Stop what you're doing right now. You got to play the older games on PC. And I said, okay, I'll get to it. And then the homie Aswell came through and was like, you know what? I'm going to donate for you to play them. You know what? I don't even care if you play it in the next 10 years. Just get back to me when you finish them all. So I basically made this agreement with Aswell. By the time my wife is pregnant, I will have marathoned all of the freaking Trails games. It's going to happen. And I'll probably have my first kid by the time I'm 35. So I got about 7 years. About 7-8 years before that happens. I'm gonna give myself 8 years, Asbel. Optimistic, Asbel. Optimistic. Same thing. So, well, the Kingdom. I probably finished the Kingdom Hearts, or at least attempt to finish the Kingdom Hearts data battles for Corey Gryffindor. I know Corey Gryffindor already pre-ordered that stream. That man's gonna be just waiting. Like, he's like, oh, this nigga's about. He just bought Kingdom Hearts 3 on PC. He gonna stream that shit. Let's watch the carnage unfold. Y'all are some sadists. Then I got Neo 2. I gotta play. Man, y'all are gonna see me. Like I said, I am not good at video games, you guys. I am terrible. And I make no qualms. I am not this MLG gamer. I can survive. That's what I'll say. It's like, yo, Neo, you know how to swim far distances? Oh, I can survive. That's how I am when it comes to these games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne and now Neo. You know, I'm going to survive. I'm going to get my ass kicked a lot, but I'm going to make progress. Because, you know, that's what it's all about, bro. That's what it's all about. I love the streams. So I appreciate you coming through and enjoying the streams, Bryce. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. Okay, so Roberto's got a great question. Do you think Black Widow will perform as well as it would have last year? To answer your question, no. There's no way. There's no way. Even if every single theater in the world opened back up at 100% capacity, no social distancing, people aren't going to the movies. It is what it is. It's going to take a long time for the confidence to be restored to the general public. Now, film enthusiasts, film fans like us who love going to movies and enjoying the theater experience, of course we're going to be there. Like, fuck out of here. Of course I'm showing up for that. Yeah, you can watch Black Widow on Disney Plus, or you can watch it in IMAX. You think I'm going to watch it at home? What? Hell no. I'm watching this shit on the biggest IMAX screen around. But it's going to take a while for that confidence to come back to where regular people are going to go to the theaters. So it's going to start very small. You'll have the capacity limits, of course. People are going to go. I assume the movies will make some money, but it's going to be a while before we see films do like 200 million opening weekend, $1 billion at the box office, like things that were surefire guaranteed $1 billion hits. When COVID is over, you know, they'd be very lucky to make maybe $500 million, 600 lifetime, you know, because it's going to take some time, which kind of sucks because the theater is the only way a lot of those movies can survive. You know, a lot of people, they say, hey, what about HBO Max and streaming? That's the future. Yes, that is a future, but it's not a future that can sustain all of these tentpole blockbusters. So anything that's got a budget more than I would say more than $75 million, you're probably not going to see. Because even Netflix, like when Netflix made the news, like some of the first movies they made that had $100 million budgets, those were huge. That's a big deal for somebody like Netflix. Theaters are the only way for these films to make their money back. And people like to whine and bitch and groan about theater ticket prices, but that's the only way they can make their money back. And then by the time it comes out on home media and when they do like streaming deals and TV deals and all that, that's just extra money on top of it. But yeah, it's going to be a while, which kind of sucks because I love, y'all know me. I love going to the movie theaters. To me, it's great because I'm a fan of film. I'm a fan of cinema. It's a great experience to share with loved ones. Like when I saw Avengers Endgame, man, when I saw Dragon Ball Super Broly, like those are some of my most fond movie theater experiences in the past year or two. Like it's shit like that I just love. Or just randomly going to the movies and seeing a movie that, you know, I don't think I would enjoy that, but I'm going to give it a shot because a lot of people said it was great. And then you come out loving it. You know what I'm saying? Like some movies I love to the point where I would see them like 3-4 times opening weekend. I know that sounds insane, but when you have a really good movie, like I remember when The Force Awakens came out, within the first month, I saw that movie like 3 times. I saw it when it first came out, opening night, Thursday. Then I saw it for free. Well, actually, no. I went to see it in the city with my boy Jason. We saw it in a Dolby Cinema, which is incredible. Another reason why I missed the theaters. And then Hitflix and AMC, they were having a free screening of The Force Awakens in Dolby Cinema. And they were like, hey, you want to come? And I said, fuck yeah, I want to come. So, yeah. Oh, God. It brings me back. It brings me back to better times, man. Better times. Neil, would you recommend getting Crunchyroll or Funimation? Honestly, Bryce, whichever service you go towards, you've got a lot of good value. Funimation, of course, has their catalog. They have a lot of the newer series that are streaming. They have simuldubs on there, a lot of legacy content. But the thing about Funimation is that their app fucking sucks, bro. I don't understand how this corporation, it's all about anime, and they release an app that barely functions. Like, there are so many times where I have to restart the app on my TV, and there's always buffering issues when I use it on my phone. Honestly, between the two, I'd say get Crunchyroll because it's a more stable platform. Sure, you might not have as much access to like Funimation's content, but you still, if you want to watch anime, there's a shit ton of anime on there, like a shit ton. Crunchyroll was the original leader in that respect. But if anything, I would say maybe wait a little while because, well, not wait, but I think in the future, Sony, because they own both now, Sony owns Funimation and Crunchyroll, they might do some type of a deal or a service where they can combine the two and you get the best of everything. So we'll see what happens as far as that's concerned. Alrighty. Oh, and then we got a $10 super chat coming in from Any Gamer Reviews. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Have you seen The Rock? It's a 1996 action thriller directed by Michael Bay, starring Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage, and Ed Harris. Got a chance to rent it on YouTube, and I was pleasantly surprised. I actually saw that movie when I was younger. So my dad growing up, my dad was so weird about things. Like, he would rent us movies from Blockbuster on the weekend. Like, he'd rent us his movie, like our movies that we want to see, and then his movies. And then other times he would come home with a lot of bootlegs from Chinatown, which was very interesting. And one of the bootlegs that he brought was The Rock. And I was like 4 or 5 years old at the time it came out. And there was that bootleg there. No. That was a different movie. No. Okay. This was late 2000s. No. Late 90s. I think it was like 99 because I started getting like remembering shit clearly when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So 6. I think I was 6. He came home with a bunch of bootlegs of movies that were already out like on VHS or whatever, but they were on DVD, which was so weird because DVD was new back then. So I don't know how they were able to bootleg something that fucking quick. It was weird because we had a DVD player. And there was this thin ass, because you know how the bootlegs, how they used to come, or how they still come. I don't know. I haven't bought a bootleg in years. But it was literally just a photo of the movie in a plastic wrap. And that was your bootleg. And one of them was The Rock. And I remember watching like half of it. And I was like, oh, this is cool. And I just never finished it. I just never did. So I have to go ahead and give that a proper rewatch. Because Michael Bay, he was definitely in his prime back in the 90s compared to now. Now he's just on autopilot. And by autopilot, I mean explosion, dumbass script. Let's take a really great actor like Stanley Tucci and, oh, God. How Stanley Tucci is always that actor who, despite the movie being ass, he's probably the best part about it. And then I see that Transformers movie and what they did to him. It was bad, bro. Case in point, when it comes to Michael Bay, he's forever on my shit list for the shit like that. But yeah, I definitely got to give it another watch, man. I definitely have to. I've been watching a lot of old stuff recently, so I need to. All right, Neo, who you got, Godzilla or Kong? Obviously I got the Lizard Man, straight up king of the monsters, Godzilla. Listen, you can be a fan of Kong, I ain't got nothing against that, but are y'all over here really hyping up the guy who, let's just call it like it is, the biggest simp in cinematic history? This dude out here was simping for this one chick who ain't want nothing to do with him. And he died for her ass. This your king? Listen, Godzilla would never. That's all I can say. Anyways. Would you rather watch The Master of Disguise or Dragon Ball Evolution? Oh, The Master of Disguise. Because I actually saw that in theaters when I was a kid. And I enjoyed that way more than I did Dragon Ball Evolution. And to this day, I would still watch it over Dragon Ball Evolution. There's so many things I would watch over Dragon Ball Evolution. That just, I can't even watch Dragon Ball Evolution as a movie that's so bad it's good. Like, Birdemic is just so fucking terrible, but I love it. It's just such a bad movie. I can't do that with Dragon Ball Evolution because they're so serious about the film. Like, they're actually taking this shit seriously. Oh, God. Yo, this is so funny. Everybody is talking about their horror stories with the Funimation app. It's really that bad. We're not joking about it, you guys. Honestly, Netflix is the best streaming app out there in terms of interface, in terms of usability, in terms of everything. When you use other apps that aren't Netflix, you just realize how bad their interfaces are, man. Like Prime Video, Hulu, Funimation. It's just like, bro, who is designing these things? I'm starting some shit in the comments. Haha. Oh, Hollywood Video and indie video stores. Oh, the days. Yo, I used to remember going into... I remember that because we used to have a Blockbuster that was about like 5 minutes away from my house. So every now and then, without my mom's permission, I would ride my bike. Because my mom, growing up, she was very protective of me. Very protective of me. She only wanted me riding my bikes around the neighborhood, but I rode my bike all the way down to the Blockbuster. And, back in those days, some of you younger guys, you might not understand this, but back in the days for us, we didn't have any money as kids. We relied on our parents for everything. So in the situations where we knew our parents weren't going to buy us something or, we couldn't get what we wanted, sometimes you would just go to the stores and you would just look at the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were so many times I would just go to KB Toys and my mom was like, no toys. It's not Christmas. It's not your birthday. And I would just look at the toys and I would imagine the fun I would have with this toy if I had it. It's actually kind of sad when you think about it. But it taught me good values, or maybe repressed memories. Who knows? But yeah, man, back in the day, I used to just ride my bike to Blockbuster, and I knew the people there because I was the only 7-year-old kid who would just come to Blockbuster and would just look at the movies that they had there or the new games. And I would always do that a week before I had a vacation coming up because my parents were always like, okay, vacation time, we're going to rent a movie or a game from Blockbuster, especially 3-day weekends. Oh, I used to love that shit. And back in the day, if you were a member of Blockbuster, I keep saying Best Buy. They're both blue and they start with B. And they both have BBs. They would send you these coupons for free rentals. And I remember we got one the Monday before a 3-day weekend. And I went there and I rented, what did I rent? Oh, I had a lot of those coupons. But I remember one I really enjoyed was I had a 3-day weekend and it was around the time when Pokemon, which Pokemon movie was this? Was it Pokemon Destiny Deoxys? No. It was the one right before that. Pokemon Not Celebi. No. Jirachi. There we go. Jirachi Wishmaker. I remember I rented that movie and I was so hyped because I got it the weekend it came out from Blockbuster. And I remember watching that movie and I loved that. I mean, the movie itself is probably whatever. I haven't seen it in almost 15, 16 years. But I remember falling in love with the outro song that they had because they did something that was fucking gangster, you guys. Because Pokemon and a lot of those animes at the time, they were localized to hell and back, man. They localized it to the point where they didn't want any type of Japanese, they didn't want you to think as a kid that this is a show from Japan. So they localized everything, changed characters' names, music, and all that stuff. But what they did with this movie is they had the English version of that song, and then they also spliced it with the Japanese version at the same time, and then they had a duet with it. It was the most baller shit out there. I was watching that as a kid yo, I know somebody remembers that. I know one of you guys remembers that. One of y'all is probably a Pokemon fan, and I'm not just speaking out my ass. That shit was gangsta. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, God. It was so dope, man. But I miss... even nowadays, if they opened up a Blockbuster and they said, hey, you can rent the newest games and newest movies and shit, I would still do that. Especially for movies nowadays. If you were to tell me go to Blockbuster, you can rent this movie for, $3, bring it back. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'll do that. Rent the latest game, especially games, because, games are harder to rent than movies. Alrighty. So we got a $4.99 super chat coming in from the homie Asbel Lant. See, since the movie is called Godzilla vs. Kong, Kong will beat Godzilla, and because of that earns the name King Kong. Asbel, don't put this into the universe, bro. I have a feeling it's either going to go one of two ways. Either Kong is going to beat Godzilla because underdog, or it's going to do the bullshit ass, hey, we're fighting, and then we're going to stop fighting because there's a bigger threat, Mechagodzilla or what have you. And we're going to team up, and there's not going to really be a victor in the battle, Which either way, that shit is dumb, bro. I I hate versus shit for that exact reason, man. Like, he told me that Godzilla went up against fucking King Ghidorah and then he gets bested by Kong. Bro, do y'all not remember King Ghidorah? Like, he's called King for a reason, bro. I think it's wild. All right. $5 super chat coming in from Gustavo Bravo. You should watch, speaking of this show, Horimiya. All right, but I'll finish the comment first. In my opinion, it's the best romantic comedy I've seen, and remember as a kid actually being scared of the world ending in 2012. Oh, God. So that show that you mentioned, Horimiya, that anime, right? It's keep popping up on my feed. Like, I have not seen a show pop up on my feed this much that I've not seen or checked out since freaking what's the name of that game? 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, that game. Like, I just heard everybody talking about this shit. People weren't even into that type of game saying, yo, that game's fire, bro. So I definitely will buckle down and check that out because I love rom-com. Like, when it comes to anime, a lot of people think I'm weird when I say this, but yes, I do love the battle shonens. Yes, I love the mysteries. Yes, I love the dark shit and everything. But some of my favorite series are rom-coms and freaking, slice of life love series of people getting together. I love that shit. I don't know why I gravitate towards that. But yeah, if you say it's good, I'll check it out. And as a kid, being scared of the world ending in 2012. So here's the thing. I wasn't scared about the world ending in 2012. I knew that was bullshit. Do you want to know why? Because I was that kid in 2006 that was like, oh my God, is the world actually ending in 2006 because of 666? Right? I remember there was that Omen movie that came out around the same time. And I was like, I remember, oh my God, is the world actually ending? I was excited because I'm like, wow, the world is ending, you guys. Because everybody was freaking out about it. Like, there were people calling their friends saying, oh my God, the world is ending. I'm like, oh God, this is crazy. And obviously it didn't end. But yeah, that was the thing. Anytime they say the world is going to end, I'm like, okay. Like, this shit's insane. He's like, watch it, Neo. All right, Asphalt, I got it, bro. I'm gonna add it to my list. What's that shit on? Crunchyroll, Funimation? What's it on? Gotta add that shit to my list. PS5, GameStop will have PS5 bundles today. Apparently, PS5 bundles will be in stock sometime tonight. If you live in the US and you shop at GameStop, keep an eye out because apparently there will be bundles. So they say. I don't know. We'll see. Oh man. Good times, man. A lot of nostalgia. What's going on, Zook Master? Hey man, it's been a while. How you been? Just beat Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories. What am I in store for with Kingdom Hearts 2? Oh, you're in. Yo. Is your first time playing Kingdom Hearts 2? Oh man, you're in for one of the best sequels of all time. Yo, Kingdom Hearts 2, in my opinion, is the magnum opus of the series. Like, that game, the more I think about Kingdom Hearts 2, that game just gets better with time, man. That game is fucking amazing. I love it, bro. So yeah, you're in for some greatness, man. Oof. I can't wait to. Like, literally, like, for me, when I play Kingdom Hearts, I go straight from Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2. Chain of Memories, nah. Even though I don't mind Chain of Memories, I really don't. But I just, that card system, and then thinking about that card system, and how literally just on some bullshit just because they play a card that fucks your whole rotation up. I was like, never again, bro. So I beat it on the Game Boy Advance. I beat it on the PS2. And that's all she wrote, man. That's all she wrote. Yeah. Oh, it's Mr. Platnik. What's up, man? Oh, here we go. Here's one of his comments, guys. Fan hug. Neo, I want you to know we are also hyped and excited to be able to contact you through this medium. I thought you said through the medium. I'm like, the medium? The game? That'd be kind of spooky if I start getting messages from y'all in that game. What the fuck? You are a blessing in our lives, and we thank you for being you. Awesome. Oh, I appreciate that, Mr. Platnik. But you know what? Hey, man, I'm only here because of you guys. When y'all think about this shit, the only reason why I keep doing this stuff is because I love interacting with y'all, because y'all are awesome. Y'all are taking time out of your days, your mornings, your evenings, your afternoons to come kick with me. Just this random black dude speaking to this microphone. That's literally what it is. And I appreciate you guys. Every single one of you. Super chats, no super chats, tuning in for 5 minutes, tuning in for 5 hours. Yeah, I fucks with y'all. Y'all rocking with me, I'm rocking with y'all. So give yourselves a pat on the back, bro. Like, it's just, I know people, and this is one thing I do hate about like social media. A lot of, I don't know, maybe it's because I've been in the game for a long time. A lot of people just get clout, and they get too much clout. They think they better than everybody. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck. It's literally just a bunch of niggas talking to a webcam. Like, humble yourself. Humble yourself. I am no better than any other person watching this stream right now. Unless you're a person that pours milk before the cereal. In that case, I don't fuck with you. Like, that's just being honest, bro. I'm just being honest. If any of y'all want to expose yourselves right now, feel free. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Attack on Titan is some greatness. Attack on Titan's great, and so is Vinland Saga. If you haven't seen that, you need a new show to watch. Vinland Saga. Highly recommended. Oh, damn, this really turned into a whole anime and manga chat. Holy shit. He's like, nah, fam, I just don't want to do homework. I feel it. Sometimes it be like that, bro. Sometimes it be like that. The Avengers, DreamWorks Rise of the Guardians, and Ted came out in 2012. Yeah. In 2012, we had Mass Effect 3, Assassin's Creed 3. We had a lot of shit come out in 2012, bro. Holy fuck. 2012 wasn't... Yo, you know what released in 2012? That was one of my favorite games? Yo, Tales of Grace's F. Well, it released in Japan in 2012, but we got it here in the States in 2010. We got it in 2012. And that's one of my favorite Tales games. I don't care how cheesy it is. All the Tales games are cheesy. I don't care about the childhood arc sucking. It did suck. But that combat system in Tales of Grace's F? Oh, forget about it, bro. That shit was bananas. I loved it. Yep, we had Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. We had a lot of shit, man. I think my favorite year in gaming, my favorite year in game. All right, so it's a tie between 2007, 2010. If we're talking that generation, 2007, 2010. Yeah. I say 2007 or 2010. Because in 2007, we had the first BioShock. We had Super Mario Galaxy, which are two of my all-time faves. You know? 2010, we had Mass Effect 2. Oh, I love that fucking game. We had Fallout New Vegas. Those are two of my faves that year. Super Mario Galaxy 2. Yeah, No More Heroes 2. Wait, was No More Heroes 2 2010 or 2011? I think it was 2010. Hey, we had a lot of shit in 2010, man. Good shit. Oh, yeah, Snowfall. I need to catch up on that show, man. That show, I didn't expect it to be as deep as it was going into it. Because, you look at shit that's on TV, you're like, all right, okay, maybe that shit's going to be ball. Bro, that show hooked me from the first couple episodes, and they were not afraid to tackle some deep shit, man. Deep shit in that show. I'm one season behind, so I got to finish it. But I remember watching that first season, and I was like, what the fuck? Why aren't more people talking about this shit, man? It's insane. It's definitely some good shit. Do you think Xbox will follow PlayStation and Nintendo and do a showcase? If they got shit to show. I don't know, you guys. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I don't think Xbox really has anything to show right now because a lot of the games are early in development. You know what I'm saying? Like Fable, they're still staffing up for that. Perfect Dark. Like, there's a reason why a lot of these games just showed engine footage or they just announced it with a title because they're years out. And with COVID, I tack another year on top of that. So, bare minimum, we're not seeing these games until late 2022, 2023, 2024. And that's if we want them to actually be good. You know what I'm saying? Like Fable, if Fable hits end of 2022, I would be genuinely surprised. But they're still staffing up for that game heavy. So I don't know, man. 2023 at the earliest. That's what I say. So I don't think they really have anything to show right now because everything is just gestating. It's just in development. So, what's a video game you wouldn't mind becoming a movie? So that's kind of hard considering a lot of... So before in the past, it was kind of weird if you wanted to transition games into film because some like games back then, they didn't really have any stories outside of like maybe one paragraph of text or things like that. Nowadays it's different because games are cinematic experiences with so much cutscenes and dialogue and lore behind it. If I had to pick a game that I'd want as like a movie, well, I wouldn't want it as a movie. I would actually prefer a lot of games to become TV shows. So I would love for a Mass Effect TV show from the guys that did The Expanse, because The Expanse to me right now is like the best sci-fi TV show out there. And if you just brought that level of storytelling, creativity, writing to the Mass Effect universe, dude, it's like you already have the fucking template right there. So I would love to see a Mass Effect TV series. Other than that, man, I'm a sucker for detective shows. I'm a sucker for like things that really they blend in such serious subject matter with such wacky antics. So Yakuza. But the reason why I brought up something like detective shows is I would love to see an Ace Attorney TV series, you know, like about Phoenix Wright, or it doesn't even have to be about Phoenix Wright. It could be about anybody else. And you have that as a TV show, do multiple seasons, different type of court cases. I think that'd be pretty dope. You can inject some humor in it while also being serious. What else? I mean, there's a lot of shit out there, man, but those are like two off the top of my head. Part of me always wanted a David Fincher direct BioShock movie. I think that would be amazing if David Fincher directed it, Aaron Sorkin wrote it. That'd be pretty cool. I think Metal Gear Solid as a TV series is going to work a hell of a lot better versus a movie. And that'd be awesome if they had Kojima involved in the production and they had a competent team of writers. There's a lot of stuff I would love to see, but honestly, if it came down to, would you rather a really cinematic video game that's a great video game, or would you want a TV series based off of this as a, you know, like we're going to do something different? I take the game and the cinematic approach, because at least that's the game developer working on it, as opposed to someone who's looking at this and they're being like, oh, we can do what you did, but better. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about Sonic, and are you anticipating the second Sonic movie? So Sonic as a video game character, I don't really have any problems with him per se. I think Sonic is an average video game franchise. I think that for the amount of clout that Sonic has, and the fact that he hasn't had a lot of good games in the past 15, 20 years is really surprising. Because Sonic has had more bad games than good, yet they still keep making Sonic games, which I guess is a testament to the franchise, and people like Sonic and they just want to have a good Sonic game, so they keep buying it. But yeah, Sonic as a franchise, I think it's aight. You know, I mean, the best Sonic game to come out in the past couple of years is Sonic Mania, and that's not even developed by the Sonic team, you know? So I don't know. As a franchise, I could do without it. As a game franchise, I could do without it, because it's not really doing anything for me. It's not really doing anything for itself, you know? Like the last good Sonic game from Sonic Team, when was that? That was what? Sonic Colors? That was the last one, right? Because then you had Sonic Lost World, which I don't hear anybody talking about that. You had Sonic. We're not talking about Sonic Forces. We're not talking about that shit. Oh, God. But other than that, Sonic, the movie, Sonic the Hedgehog movie, I thought was surprisingly decent. I bought it on Blu-ray because I said, yo, you guys changed the design. I don't care if the movie is ass or whatever. I'm going to support it. So I saw it in theaters, bought it on Blu-ray, and I'm excited for the sequel because, you know, they had this one chance. It was successful. They laid the groundwork for a sequel. So if that sequel comes out and there's just more humans doing stupid shit in the human world, it's an automatic dub for me. I don't care. Because the Sonic movie should not be about Sonic. He's a fish out of water. Sonic movie needs to be set in Sonic's world with him and his pals going up against Dr. Robotnik. I don't give a fuck about human characters. Stop it. It didn't work with Transformers. It doesn't work with Sonic. It was okay with this movie because there was a lot of, you know, like red tape and stipulations that in order to get the movie made, it would have to be this basic and generic. Fine. We gave you that. But if the second movie comes out and it's not what we wanted, I'm like, dude, stop it. Like, get out of here. Yeah, Sonic Generations, but that was 10 years ago. That was literally 10 years ago, you guys. 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Let's kickstart Shadow the Hedgehog 2. Oh, hell yeah, I'm down with that. I wouldn't mind if they did Shadow the Hedgehog 2. I really wouldn't. That was different. That was edgy, but that was different, bro. How did Attack on Titan fall off after season 2? It didn't fall off. It didn't. No. Attack on Titan is literally that series where it just gets better. I mean, yeah, sure, it takes a couple of dips, but it just keeps getting better. Like, I don't know. Not a lot of series can do that. Everybody wants remakes of Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2. I mean, I don't know, man. I tried playing those games like 5 years ago. Personally, they don't really hold up that well. You know what I'm saying? I love the Chow Garden. I love the levels, but the controls, I don't know, man. Sonic Heroes was kind of fun. I had some fun with Sonic Heroes. Sonic 06 is the best. I think if they were to remake Sonic 06 and actually do what it originally set out to do, I think that'd be a really cool game. Thoughts on the upcoming Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake? So here's the thing. When I saw that reveal trailer, I was like, oh no, this don't look good. This game needs another 6 months in the oven. No, this ain't it, Chief. This ain't it. And you're charging us money for this? This ain't it. And sure enough, they ended up delaying the game because it wasn't looking that hot. Here's hoping for the best. You know what I'm saying? I love the first Prince of Persia game. It was awesome. But I am not really digging the way this remake thingamabobber is looking. So I'll judge it when it comes out. We can actually see it for what it is. Because that initial reveal trailer it was not a good look. Unpopular opinion, Sonic 06 I actually enjoyed. Interesting. That's interesting, Pierre. I mean, to each their own. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you... Like, there's a lot of things that I like that a lot of people hate and vice versa, and that's okay, you know? But Sonic 06 is interesting, though. Did you like Sonic Unleashed? I like the daytime stages in Sonic Unleashed. I think that was some of the best levels they've had in a 3D Sonic game, but my main problem is that I think this happens with a lot with 3D Sonic games. Sonic is just so fast. You finish those levels so quick. And what do? Do you just keep making more daytime levels? Or you do something different, which is where the Werehog came in. And I was like, nah, I can't with that shit. Have you played Street Fighter? If so, who did you play as the most? So, I played a decent amount of Street Fighter growing up. I was never attached to a fighting game before in my life. Like, I would play it whenever I had friends over or, if I was in a mood. But I never really played a lot of fighting games growing up, you guys. Like, I played them. Like, I played Street Fighter, I played Mortal Kombat, Guilty Gear, yada, yada, yada. But I never was consistent with it. So I wasn't in the lab. I wasn't finding a character that works best for me and doing my thing. I didn't compete at all. So, I'm a scrub. I'm a noob when it comes to that stuff. But when I played Street Fighter, who did I play a lot of? So the last time I really got into Street Fighter was Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition on the PS3. I played a lot as Dan. And I played a lot as Sakura. Like, those were the two characters I played a lot. Ever since then, I haven't really been playing a lot, which is weird because I bought Street Fighter 5 when it was like $20 a few years ago. And that shit is still in the packaging. It was a waste of $20, you know what I'm saying? And then, every now and then I'll pick up a fighting game. Like, recently, I just bought Dragon Ball. Well, I bought Dragon Ball FighterZ on the Switch purely to play at work with my coworkers, because that's all we do. Whenever we're on break, we just bring our Switches, we play Smash Brothers, we play Mario Kart, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna put y'all onto this Dragon Ball FighterZ. And with Dragon Ball FighterZ, I don't really have a team or whatever. I just pick my characters, I have fun with them, and I do what I do, And my homeboy Joaquin actually gifted me the FighterZ with the first season pass, because it was on PSN for like $15, and I've been labbing that, every other day or so. I'll put in like maybe an hour to find my team and do all that shit. But yeah, I'm not really a big competitive fighting gamer, so if you were to challenge me to a game, I promise you I would get scrubbed immediately, because I don't really practice with that. And we have another $5 super chat coming in from Any Gamer Reviews. I know Sonic and the Black Knight isn't a good game, but it was the very best performance 4Kids did with the dub, being one of the last games they did. Yeah, once they found when 4Kids finds their stride with a dub, they run with it, man. So when they finally got shit going with Yu-Gi-Oh, yo, that dub is legendary. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of jokes in the Yu-Gi-Oh dub that fly over people's heads, and it's so iconic for that reason. So I assume the same thing happened with Sonic after the first few years of transitioning from, Ryan Drummond's Sonic to Jason Griffith and going from there. So yeah, I believe that. I definitely do. And it had a really good theme song. I used to use that theme song for some of my vlogs way back when, like 10 years ago. That song was great. It was by Crush 40. Night of the Wind. Do you guys remember that one? Whoa. That brings me back, bro. They had some good songs. I loved that song. That shit brings me back, bro. Holy shit, I might listen to that song later tonight. Who still plays the Avengers game? I have no idea. It's coming out again on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, but are people really going to be there for it? I don't fucking know. Is it okay? Honest to God. Okay, honest, like no trolling. Is anyone out here a fan of that Avengers game? Do you play it consistently? If so, what keeps you drawn in to that game other than the whole superhero aesthetic? And for those who are on the fence or maybe skipped the first Avengers release, are you guys going to be giving it a second chance when it comes out with the next gen versions? Because I'm just going to be honest, you guys. I played it on my PC. I couldn't even finish the story, which was the best part of the game. Just everything about that game, it feels like it needed another year of development, which is so weird because they've been working on it for a while. I feel like the framework is there for a good experience, but there's just so much other stuff that's not there. It's like they have a skeleton and the skeleton can move, but the skeleton can't use its fingers. You know what I'm saying? So it just seems very half-baked, which you don't want for a $60, as Jim Sterling would say, live service game. Yeah, I just, maybe in a few years' time it'll be great, but why in the world are we waiting a few years for a game that we just bought for $60? Well, I didn't buy it. I got sent a review copy by Square Enix, but yeah. Okay. $5 super chat coming in from Asbel Launch 100. The only fighting game I played as a real young kid was Def Jam Fight for New Year. Ah, yeah. Okay, so when we start getting into the fighting games that aren't like fighting games, Def Jam is fucking up there, bro. That shit. Yo, you remember when Def Jam was like, yo, if we hit 1 million followers, we're going to announce something, and they fucking didn't? Everyone thought they were going to do a remake or some shit, and they didn't. Now they're on my shit list from it. I followed you, Def Jam, and then I unfollowed you for that shit. $5 super chat coming in from Free Mind. Which version of Dragon Ball Z is better, the original or Kai? Okay, so when it comes down to Dragon Ball Z, if you're looking at it objectively, Kai is the superior show. When it comes to pacing, when it comes to voice acting, it's a superior show. If you try to go back and watch that original Dragon Ball Z anime, all 291 episodes, you will realize all the memes and why Dragon Ball gets such a bad rap of, oh, it's literally just niggas sitting there. I'm going to blow this planet up. 5 episodes later. You got about 4.5 minutes before I blow this planet up. 5 episodes later. Like, that shit happened because of Dragon Ball Z. There was so much filler in that show, and it wasn't that they added in some new stuff, obviously, but it was just a lot of pacing issues. And when you try to go back and watch that show, it is a time sink, but not a good time sink, right? English dub wise, listen, I understand. I have nostalgia for the Ocean dub. I have nostalgia for some of the things in the Funimation dub, but I can't take that dub seriously, man. Like, a lot of these people, this was the first time acting. They were recording so many episodes at the same time. It has not aged well, man. A lot of that shit is corny. It really is. Kai is believable. And yeah, some people don't like the voice changes because certain actors didn't come back. It feels competent. Like, there's none of this corny, cheesy shit made for 5-year-olds, right? Now, if you're talking about Dragon Ball Z in terms of like a complete experience, okay, the Japanese version of Z, like the Japanese dub of Z, is better than the Japanese dub of Kai. Because, that was when a lot of those actors were in their prime. With Kai, it's not that they're phoning it in, but you can kind of tell, like, we've been down these roads 80 million times. It's like, fuck it, bro. And then there's also the music controversy that comes with Kai. Basically, I would say if you had to watch one, watch Dragon Ball Z Kai. You're going to get to the point better. But at the end of the day, no adaptation of Dragon Ball Z, at least the Z portion, none of that is like really great because you still have way too much filler. You have the English dub that's not that great, and then they also change characterizations, and there's a whole bunch of crazy shit, but I'm not going to get into. I wish Danny was in here because he'd list everything that was wrong with that dub. But just, if you want a great Dragon Ball experience, read the manga. That's Toriyama's original vision. You're going to get everything about it. You're going to have such a great appreciation for that manga and what it did for the medium as a whole, and you're going to get through that shit quick. Like, there's none of this, like, powering up for 40 fucking episodes. Like, I don't think people realize how annoying that shit is now as you get older. I watched 10 episodes of Dragon Ball Z and they threw one punch? Like, the fuck? I don't know, man. I listen, I have nostalgia for Goku's Super Saiyan 3 transformation. I do. I listen to that shit at the gym. It's amazing. But I would take a well-acted, better-paced version of Z versus having to sit through 250 fucking episodes to get to that, you know? Yeah, almost everyone was voiced by Chris Sabat. That's true. What's your favorite English dub opening? If we're talking like in general, like favorite English dub, you see, because here's the thing. We don't really get a lot of English dub openings for things. The licensing reasons and yada yada yada, trying to find people who can sing, translations and all that too. I love a lot of the 4Kids intros. I really do, man. So one of my favorite English dub intros is the 4Kids One Piece rap. I know people hate it, but that shit is fire. I love the Sonic X intro. I don't care what y'all say, that shit is hilarious. Shaman King had a great intro. Digimon is iconic. Pokemon, of course. I think my favorite Pokemon intro, I really loved Born to Be a Winner and Pokemon Johto. Those are like my two favorite ones. Pokemon had a lot of fire intros. And then it started getting really fucking corny when they switched dubbing companies. Hey, Neo, hope you're having a good Tuesday. I heard you mention Yakuza earlier. Have you played the Yakuza games? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Favorite game, favorite character. Have I fucking played Yakuza? Where's my shrine? Yes, I've played Yakuza. Everybody here knows I talk about Yakuza every fucking day. It's an amazing series. If we're talking, like, I've done a lot of videos talking about Yakuza, so no disrespect to you, Michael. None at all, bro. But I'm not going to sit here and just talk everything about Yakuza since I've done it so many times. But some of my favorite games in the series, like for me, my favorite Yakuza game of all time, and it went back and forth with a couple of other titles in the franchise, but my favorite Yakuza game is Yakuza 0. This is the day one edition I got on PS4 4 years ago. Believe it or not, we just celebrated the 4-year anniversary of the Western revival of this franchise. This is my all-time favorite. It's such a good fucking story. Great combat. Like just seeing the genesis of these characters who I've been playing with for years was awesome. Especially Goro Majima, and seeing a completely different side of him and how he became, the Majima we knew in the franchise. So I love Yakuza 0. I think this is a lot of people's favorites. Other than that, I loved the story for Yakuza 2. Yakuza 5 is great. And then from there, like all the other Yakuza games to me are, they're anywhere from decent to, that was kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? But for me, the three kings are Yakuza 0, Yakuza 2, and Yakuza 5. Like those are my top Yakuza games. Like top 3 right there. Top 3. Yeah, y'all listing all those English dub intros. Yeah, there's some good shit, man. Yeah, Vic Mignogna's version of Dragon Soul was great. Card Captors, yep. Oh yeah, Battle Frontier was a fire-ass intro. That was, man. When you started getting past that, like Diamond and Pearl was the intro was especially compared to the Japanese version. And then it just started getting weird with Black and White. It was so fucking weird, man. They were like, it's not always black or white. I remember I heard that shit. I turned it off. Judgment is great. And that's the thing. I don't classify it as a Yakuza game, but to me, Judgment is like the best combat of a Yakuza-like game. No, but seriously, that 4Kids rap went off for no reason, man. For no fucking reason it went off. What did they say? His name's Zolo, it's just like a samurai. And the LADY, Nami's not shy. Usopp's doing that marksman thing. Sanji's cooking. Chopper's doctorate. Like, yo, fucking bars. I don't care, man. That shit was hype, bro. Good fucking times, you guys. Okay, so PS5 in stock alert as of 2 minutes ago. GameStop. If you guys want to get a PS5, head over to GameStop right now. As of 2 minutes ago, they're refreshing the stock. So it just have fun. Have fun. That's all I can say. Yeah, that Digi rap. The Digi crew. Did you see? Did you hear? It's time to Digi size, yo. Classics, you guys. Best video game rap is the Donkey Kong 64 intro. Oh, without question, man. This Kong has a funny face. You know what? Okay, I need some y'all's clarification on this. So, as a kid, I really loved Donkey Kong 64. As an adult, I look back on it not as fondly because of some of the design choices. But I didn't realize when I got older that everybody hated that game. I was like, I thought it was kind of cool. I mean, it had problems, but I didn't think it was the worst thing until I got on the internet and I realized everybody hated it. And I felt kind of weird. Is there a state of play soon? Yeah, PlayStation will be having a state of play, I believe, this Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, I want to say. I might stream that. It's only like half an hour, though, so I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Man, we going down the nostalgia tonight, you guys. My goodness. Yeah, it was a major collectathon, Cody. Major collectathon, bro. That was the thing back in the day, man. Everything had to be a collectathon. You had that. You had Banjo. Like, everybody was trying to be a platformer, and they wanted to find more things for you to collect. You had everything, man. Hey, we got the homie Marcus Doyle Torrell coming in with a $5 super chat. What is the worst date you've ever been on? Also, do you think this generation is starting to care less and less about cheating on their partner? Great questions, as usual, Marcus, and I hope you're doing well, man. So, as far as, like, the worst dates I've ever been on, okay, I've never been on a terrible date, if that makes sense. Like, people talk about their, like, dating nightmares and horror stories. Me, myself, and I've never been on that. Maybe because when I date, I've usually already vetted the person through talking. So I'm not saying that will invalidate you from ever having a bad first date. But for me, a bad first date is if there's no type of synergy, if there's no type of chemistry, if literally dead air comes up and I'm like, that to me is a bad date. Like, when I go out with people, it's usually because I want to talk to the person. And when I'm on a first date, I'm usually getting to know them, letting them speak, talking about their interests. But if I go out on a date and literally I would ask them a question and they give me a response that's like less than 10 seconds, like, how the fuck am I supposed to feed off of that? So it got to the point when I was like, you know what? You're not necessarily a bad person. We're just not compatible with one another. So I guess that would be, I know it's not glamorous or crazy, but my like worst dates I've had have just been in situations where there's no chemistry for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I view as a bad date in my dating history. The second part of your question, do you think this generation is starting to care less and less about cheating on their partner? This is part of a larger conversation, to be honest, Marcus, about how people are getting they're normalizing being heartless, being an asshole about certain things, which to an extent I can understand in certain select situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody should be an asshole to the folks who hit you up 10 years after high school trying to get you involved in a pyramid scheme. Like, fuck those niggas. Like, no, go away. You didn't hit me up when we were in high school, but now you're going to hit me up to join your business? Fuck out of here with that shit. You know the one. There's always one. But in general, a lot of people view cheating nowadays as, well, everybody does it. You know what I'm saying? And when you get to the point when you normalize that shit, it really fucks up the dating game, because what happens is you have a lot of guys and girls, and I'm not saying it's one side or the other, because it's both genders that do this fuck shit. You have one side or the other talk this sweet talk and, you know, try to hype things up, basically so they can get in somebody's pants. Then they do that, you know, they're cuffed up, but not really, because they didn't put a label on it. And then they just think that they can cheat because they never put a label on it. And what happens is that a lot of people, instead of cutting that shit off and ending it and moving on, they deal with it. They normalize it and they stay in that relationship, which, listen, if you really love that person that much that you can excuse cheating, then by all means, sure. But like, how fucking terrible have we got? Like, how bad has society fallen to the point where everybody does a little cheating is not a controversial statement anymore? Like, I can't even fathom that is part of, like, you think that shit is okay, you know? And to lie about it too. Like, me, myself, and I, if I ever did want to cheat on my significant other, I would just straight up tell them, hey, yo, listen, I am really horny right now, and I want to fuck a lot of different things other than you. Just to be honest, I don't think we should be together. Like, that's just how the type of person I am, you know, because I wouldn't want that shit to happen to me. Likewise, there's some people out there who just don't give a fuck. And despite what you say, they're going to still do that, which, hey, you know, the older I get, it's not about me scolding somebody for their actions. I just say, you know what, to each their own. Everybody's got life choices to make. And if you want to go ahead and cheat on people, then by all means, go ahead. But what I don't want is, I just hate when niggas just straight lie about that shit and they act like they good people. It's like, no, motherfucker, you are not. You know, like, don't sit here and say you all about this, you all about your word is your bond, when you just cheating on a really good woman, you know? And vice versa too. All these women like, oh, I want to get a real guy. I want to get a real man. Yet you sleep with the first nigga that show up in your DMs. You know what I'm saying? That they like, the people who do the worst shit always demand the most shit. As weird as that fucking sounds. So yeah, man, it's sad that it's gotten to that point, but hey, this is a society that we live in. All you have to do is just protect yourself and just sift through the bullshit, you know. And it sucks because the dating game is truly fucked up. You have a lot of people out here who try to think that they are more than what they aren't, and they just bring that same energy into these relationships and they fuck people up. So hey, man, you know, it is what it is. Ever had a crazy ex? Yeah, I've had crazy exes before. I feel like everybody has at some point. Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask? Ooh, that's tough. So I stand Majora's Mask like no tomorrow, but I have more fun playing Ocarina of Time because Majora's Mask, you know, has the whole 3-day system, and I got tired of that. But I love the aesthetic and the vibes of Majora's Mask and how dark of a story it is. But for every other intent and purpose, I would pick Ocarina. Gears of War or Halo? Halo? I would always go for Halo because Halo is just, I don't know, to me the stories in the Halo games are better. It's got 4-player co-op for all the games. They're just fun. Like, there's a lot more stuff to do in Halo than Gears. Now, mind you, Gears is great for what it does. Horde mode is still the best. But if I could only pick one, it would be Halo because of all the great times that I had on Halo, specifically Halo Reach. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but I love that game to death. I love it. I remember watching you back in 2008. I appreciate the support, William. Yeah, man, it's crazy. I mean, there's not a lot of people out there who I grew up with making videos who still make videos to this day. I mean, there's a few, but everyone else has either stopped making videos or they've just migrated to Twitter and they just tweet stuff. So it kind of sucks, but at the same time, I don't know, man. I'll still be doing this shit while I'm 80 years old, man. I'll be chilling here with my grandkids and I'm just going to be here talking about the same shit like, oh, you kids need to play Yakuza. You don't know what this shit is. Like, I would be that type of person. We truly live in a society. Jared Leto Joker. Thoughts on Agatha's theme from WandaVision? Yo, the music in WandaVision is so fucking weird, bro, because it's like period piece style music, and it's really dope to listen to. Like, there was one theme, what was it, Twilight Time from WandaVision that I was listening to. I was like, this is actually a good start. What the hell? Oh, there's a restock happening tomorrow. Just for this clothing company, there's a restock tomorrow, so I might look into that. But yeah, the music in WandaVision is really nice, man. But Agatha's theme, Agatha. That was just so. That is a really fucked up song when you think about it. When you read the lyrics and of what she's done, like, bro, I am obsessed with that show. I cannot wait for Friday. I really like. There's 2 more episodes left, which I'm so sad, but at the same time, I'm excited because in like a month we have Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then after that wraps up, we have Loki. And, oh god, man, like Marvel's doing the thing, bro. Yeah, and it's nice seeing all the women in WandaVision, bro. Like, Elizabeth Olsen is adorable as fuck. So she's literally a puppy dog incarnate. But then you have people like Monica Rambeau. Man, yams. And then you have Darcy coming out of nowhere. Listen, like, first time I watched Kat Dennings was in The 40-Year-Old Virgin back when I was a kid. And I was like, damn, she got big titties for a white girl. And then I haven't seen her in years. And then she comes back here. And yo, I don't know what this girl been eating, but she got thick, man. I'm like, and then Catherine Hahn, who plays Agnes in the show, she's not a bad looker either. So now I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck is Marvel doing right now? Like, I'm trying to take this show seriously, but then all these fucking thick ass women, like, whoo. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible, and I hate it. Not really. Yeah. And there's one thing I love about WandaVision is just I have not been this excited to watch a TV show week to week in years, because there's so much mystery and intrigue that happens, and the dialogue and the conversation. And this is why I don't mind the show being done on a weekly basis, because it's just so it's so captivating what happens here. So if they were to drop all the episodes at once, I guarantee you people would talk about it for a weekend and that's it. But when it's week to week, that dialogue, man. All right. Oh, and then we got the homie Marcus coming through with a $20 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Are you a believer of karma? Recently got informed that my ex who cheated on me and didn't feel the least bit guilty about it is dating a person who steals money from her and abuses her. I feel bad, but a part of me laughed. Honestly, bro, I do believe in karma to an extent. I don't necessarily think that if you do inherently good things, that makes you a better person by default. Like, a lot of people get into the habit of saying, I do good things because I want to be a good person, or blah, blah, blah. Like, I hate, like, that's, I don't like that type of, if I do this, I'm automatically better than you. Like, no, you do something because you want to do it. Right? So me, myself, and I'm a selfless person. I go out of the way for the people I love, but that's because I fuck with those people and they fuck with me. And literally it would just be like that. If I ever needed something, they got my back. Right? So for example, like, let's just say at work, I go out of my way to go above and beyond for my coworkers who I fuck with. Right? But if you are a person who shows up to work and you don't even help out nobody, I'm not going to help you out. That doesn't make me a bad person, but that also doesn't make me a good person for that. I'm just me. So in your situation, bro, when it comes down to shit like that, don't feel bad about it at all. Listen, in this life, people got 2 choices: make moves or make excuses. And this chick right here, she didn't feel guilty about cheating on you. Okay, it is what it is. And look what happens in this situation. Her new man's, who, I'm not saying that she left you for him. Maybe she cheated on you for him, or whatever it may be. But now he's stealing money from her. And oh man, it is what it is. It is what it is. So you don't got to feel bad about it, bro. And I'm also not going to tell you to feel sorry about them either. Just sit back and laugh, man. Like, oh, you went through that shit. How does it feel? And that's the type of person I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody does me wrong and then they're going through some shit of their own accord that somebody caused them, right? Like this situation, I'd just be laughing about it. Like, I'm that type of person, and a lot of people get really surprised when they hear that from me, because they look at Chris and they're like, oh, Chris is just such a nice person. He would never laugh about something like that. And then they see the type of shit I do laugh about and they're like, what the fuck? So yeah, I'd be the first to laugh at that chick too. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So yeah, don't feel bad about that, Marcus. Don't. They had no business making me want to act up over Aunt May. Oh, fucked. Yo, Aunt May was looking good, but listen, like, shit really started with Scarlett Johansson. When they cast Scarlett Johansson, I was like, uh-oh, it's all downhill from here, because they're going to keep casting these beautiful women, man. It's just crazy. They know what they're doing, man. Wasn't Darcy in Thor 2? She was actually in the first 2 Thor movies, which, if you forgot, do not worry, because those are very forgettable movies. But they brought her back for this one, which is cool. The plot thick. It's literally the plot thickens. Literally the plot thickens. That's exactly what it is. Favorite video game commercial? Oh man, you know what? One of my all-time favorite commercials was actually for Dragon Ball Z. I want to say it was Budokai 2. Either Budokai 2 or Budokai 3. I want to say it was Budokai 2 because that's when they switched up the animation, the art style. And there was one commercial, like the music was so hype. It was like dun 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 dun, like dun 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 dun. It was hype, man. I'm still trying to find that commercial, man. I found similar ones to it, like within the same line, but it's not the one. It's not the fucking one. Didn't they say WandaVision was only 1 season? Yeah, so the Disney Plus shows right now, they're limited series. So whatever amount of episodes that they make, that is what they set out to make. And when you look at the MCU, it's not like they can really, if they have a show, they surprise it does well, hey, we're going to do a second season. It has to fit within the universe. So all the things that we have are pre-planned out. So if we ever got something, I don't even know how we get a second season of WandaVision, because this story is going to continue into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and Spider-Man Homeward Bound, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I think that's just going to be a natural progression of that story, but I don't think we're going to get another WandaVision, which I don't mind per se, because this is the story that they set out to tell, and that's all we need. I would rather they have a nice condensed group of episodes that tell this story rather than, hey, let's just like draw this out for multiple seasons and eventually it'll become a Game of Thrones or a Dexter where half of it is good and the other half is like, what the fuck? Darcy and WandaVision is looking like a double wide surprise. God damn. Yo, I was surprised with that last episode too, bro. All I'm saying, like, god damn. She been eating good. She been eating good. All right. Marcus Doyle comes through with the $5 super chat. The MCU women are beautiful, but they'd be even better if they got some cake every week. I watch WandaVision. I get angry that Wanda has no booty. Listen. Life is about balance, Marcus. Life is about balance. And when you look at someone like Elizabeth Olsen, she's just so fucking adorable and wholesome. And if she had a fat ass, that'd be even better. But that doesn't matter because I still feel the same way about her. But damn, Darcy thick as fuck though. Like, what the fuck? It's like a rare Pokemon sighting to find a thick white girl, man. I'm telling you. Like, for me, like, thick black woman, oh, we see that shit all the time. We love it. We love to fucking see it. But when you see a thick white woman, it's like, what the fuck? Where have you been? You ready for Nier Replicant? Just got that Series X and I started playing Nier Automata. Oh, that's awesome, James. That's awesome, Jones. That's so awesome, Jones. I'm ready for that shit too, bro. But here's the thing. I haven't been looking up anything about Nier Replicant. I saw one gameplay trailer and that was fucking it, bro. I'm going into that shit with no expectations. I'm just gonna love it for what it is because I love Nier Automata. The first Nier, it was okay. But I'm excited for this one, man. I'm excited to revisit this and have it running beautifully. Like, yes, give it to me. Inject it in my veins right now. $5 super chat coming in from Free Mind. Hey, Neo, what's your favorite anime in 2021? Well, I haven't been keeping up with a lot of the newer anime outside of Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen I started watching. So I don't really have a new favorite. I got a lot of recommendations to watch. I already forgot the name. Horimiya? horny men on the internet at 10:23 p.m. Is it even 10:23? Yeah, it is. Is it? I don't fucking know. Yeah, 10:23. Yeah, so there's a lot of shit that I gotta watch at some point, and I will get back to it at some point. But yeah, I would say probably just Attack on Titan, just because I just want to see how everything is gonna wrap itself up. What's your favorite anime opening? Oh, bro, there's way too fucking many. Way too many. Off the top of my head, Smile Bomb from Yu Yu Hakusho, Tank from Cowboy Bebop, of course, Chala Head Chala from Dragon Ball Z, you know, and then there's a lot of like stuff thrown in there. Of course, the Demon Slayer intro, the first Attack on Titan theme. I have a lot of really big nostalgia for the first Case Closed intro. I love that thing to death. There's so much shit out there, bro. Like so much. Like there's just way too many to list, man. Like JoJo, every intro in JoJo, every fucking intro in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is great. I really love this one anime called Romeo x Juliet. It's an anime adaptation of, well, Romeo and Juliet, and they have a really nice Japanese rendition of You Raise Me Up, which is cool. So yeah, I love a lot of intros, man. Even for shows that I don't watch, I see the intros and I'm like, that shit is fire. I remember before I even watched freaking One Punch Man, I was listening to the intro because it's by fucking, why is their name escaping me? They did the theme for Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Genkai Battle. Project Jam, something like that. Why the fuck am I forgetting their name? Someone's got to correct me in the comment section. You guys know what I'm talking about. But they did that intro for One Punch Man. That shit was hype. Hero. Dun-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. That shit was hype. Freaking My Hero Academia's got great intros. If you're a shonen series and you have whack intros, there's a problem. There's a big problem. Bleach, great intros. Jam Project. Thank you, Asbel. Boruto's opening is fire. I didn't mind it. It was cool. But nothing compares to the Shippuden and the OG Naruto openings, especially Shippuden. Shippuden had them goat ass. Yo, Shippuden has some banger ass intros, bro. Like everything's, well, to an extent, everything slapped for a while. But man, I remember, I obviously I have my favorite Shippuden intros, but yeah, dude, shit like Closer. I actually really loved like every intro, like from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 was okay. I didn't care much for it. 8 was great. 9 was fantastic. I loved Lovers, and then Silhouette. But yeah, it's just like Shippuden had fucking banger intros, bro. Like they was just in there in the studio cooking up fire every intro, man. And I love the imagery of Shippuden opening 8 Diver. I love that shit. I've seen the first Boruto opening. That's all I've seen. Zatch Bell. Zatch Bell. You know who's got the power. You know who's got the cursed spell. If they come to Zatch Bell. Evangelion is a classic. You know that. A Cruel Angel's Thesis. That's literally break dancing angels, the song. That's literally what it is. Because it starts out so angelic and everything. And then all of a sudden it's like that's literally Jesus breakdancing. The song. I don't even remember the Prince of Tennis intro. I remember when they were showing Prince of Tennis on Toonami. I got through like half of the first episode. I was like, I hate this nigga's voice. Why does he look like that? And why does he sound like that? I hate it. And I just didn't continue watching it. I was like, no. Because to me, in my head, the coolest voice that you could have if you were a main anime protagonist, like who was a teenager, was fucking Justin Cook as Yusuke Urameshi. Like that is the most badass sounding teenager ever. I love that shit. And then I go to all these other anime where they, sound their age. I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck? Man, get out of here. That's how I was. Window reveal. Yeah, not for long though. I just brought new blinds. I have them here. I got to drill them into the wall. So yeah, no worries. The blinds will all be replaced and it'll be back to normal. Yeah, Justin Cook is amazing. If you guys believe it or not, he actually recorded Yusuke when he was 19 years old. So he was only a few years older than the actual character. And that was one of his first big roles, if not his biggest role. This is so dope. We're just talking about some crazy nostalgia shit. We going deep into the vault with this one. That's awesome. Is Code Lyoko considered anime? It's not considered anime, but it's considered some bullshit because fuck Code Lyoko, man. Listen, I didn't realize that people liked Code Lyoko until I got on the internet because I grew up hating that show, man. I was watching it, and what killed me about Code Lyoko was the fact that I never knew what episode I was watching because it reused so much animation. So much animation. Literally, I would say probably 16 minutes out of a 22-minute runtime is recycled animation. The same shit, same cafeteria scenes, same excuses to going into the virtual world, same battle scenes, same this, same that. I was like, what fucking episode am I watching here? What fucking episode? And then I got on the internet and I complained about Code Lyoko, and niggas was like, nah, Code Lyoko was fire, bro. I'm like, what? How? In what world is Code Lyoko fire other than it has a little catchy intro? How? The lotion is still there? Yes, the lotion is still there because I'm black and I'm ashy, man. We need that lotion. And I'm a child of God, so we do not participate in the other action you're thinking of. But yeah, no, that Code Lyoko shit, man. White Chris loves Code Lyoko. Nah, Corey Gryffindor, that's you. You're the one who has Code Lyoko full series on DVD, and you have it on Blu-ray. And it's not even out on Blu-ray. So what you did was you ripped it to your computer and made that shit HD and then put it on a Blu-ray disc. Corey Gryffindor, you make me sick. Code Lyoko fans. Ever played Astral Chain or Hyperdimensional Neptune? Okay, so I've played both. Neptunia, I've played the first game they put on the Vita, which was kind of fun. I liked it. I love how it never took itself seriously, and it's like a commentary on the console wars. I thought that was great. And then I bought one of the games on PS4 for like $5, and that was kind of cool. I played it for a few hours. Astral Chain, on the other hand, is one of the best games ever that really deserves to be on a system other than the Switch. Because while it runs good on the Switch, I'm just looking at that game in Platinum, and I'm like, this game needs 60 frames per second. This game needs a higher resolution. For what they did on the Switch, it's amazing. And I would love to see a sequel, but man, let me get a port of the first one. And that's my thing about the Switch, man. I love the Switch for its exclusives, but at the same time, I just be looking at it like, man, son, 720p ain't the wave anymore, bro. I don't even know how Code Lyoko ended. All I remember is the end of the first season. They got Aelita back. Which, yo, what was up with those niggas in their... Listen, I have a full-ass forehead. Them niggas had like 8 heads, bro. I don't even know how... Who designed those characters, man? That make no sense. Yo. But listen, I remember the end of the first season, they brought back this Aelita chick into the real world. And then some shit happened in season 2. She had to go back. I don't fucking remember. All I know is that shit was some bullshit, you guys. Listen, you can love Code Lyoko all you want, but I'm just dumbfounded that people actually loved it. I was like, how? Yeah, I need that Switch Pro. Listen, if I got a Switch Pro and I got 1080p 60, I'd be content. It's not great, but I'd be content if it just hit 1080p 60 on everything. Like Breath of the Wild at 60 frames per second, that'd be dope. Breath of the Wild at 4K would be even better. Like I see what people be doing on the Cemu emulator on PC. My man got an ultra wide monitor. He was emulating Breath of the Wild. That shit looked ridiculous. And then here I am looking at him on my Switch, and I'm like, Wait, what happened at the end of it? They never got together? Oh, and this is the series y'all hyping? Oh, say it ain't so. This your series, huh? Fear No Hate. This your series, huh? Tyrese Gibson designed Tyrese. Capri Sun or Kool-Aid? So I was weird. Growing up, I had both. But obviously Kool-Aid. Obviously. Capri Sun was nice and everything, but Kool-Aid. Whenever we trash Switch for not being as powerful, it's like bullying a kid for getting the newest kicks. But no, that's the thing, Randy. The Switch it doesn't need to, like, literally, if Nintendo wanted to, they could not make a Switch Pro. They could have this Switch out on the market for another 2 years and it would do fine. Like, sure, people would look at it and be like, ugh, we need something new. But they could ride this shit a full, like, 5-6 years. But if I was being selfish, I'd get that Switch Pro every 3 years, man. Every 3 years. Especially because it's a portable machine. They gotta update it, bro. Because back in 2017, this shit was aight. But now in 2021, bro, oh, it's starting to show. We got a $5 super chat from Marcus Doyle Terrell. People don't actually like Lyoko. They like the intro, and they did Dragon Ball Evolution type sequel series. I don't even remember that they did a sequel series. Did they? Did they? Okay, I feel like y'all are making this shit up right now. Hold on. Let me look this shit up. Hold on. Niggas really said they did a Lyoko sequel series? When the fuck did they do this? I feel like y'all just lying to me. This shit really had 97 fucking episodes. They spent money on almost 100 episodes. Code Lyoko Evolution. It blends live action with CGI. Oh, God. This sounds horrible. I want to look into this. Hold up. Oh! Oh! Ew! Oh, God! You think I'm watching like really bad porn or something? No. This looks horrible. This looks as bad as that Ben 10 shit. Oh, God. I've had dumps that look prettier than this. God, why is their forehead still so fucked up? This looks... Oh, God, this guy looks like a fucking pedophile. Oh. This is... You know, I didn't need to know that this existed. Like, why did you guys tell me this? Now my night is ruined. Now I'm gonna be thinking about those damn foreheads. Yo. They literally did that shit. I can't believe it. I can't believe that shit. Oh, God, we have a spam comment here. Let me view this shit. Oh, it's another racist stuff. Oh, well. It is what it is when it comes to racist trolls and shit, man. After being on the internet for so long, you just deal with the fact that anybody who comes in with an alt account and they say racist shit, it's because they don't get any pussy, man. They got a small dick. It is what it is. Like, how are you actively proud of being a racist? That's weird. But no, that Lyoko shit is even weirder, bro. Like, my God. You got to watch Gurren Lagann. Oh, I've seen it. It's a great fucking anime, man. Who do you think Konami will sell their IPs to? Well, provided Konami actually recognizes that they have IPs, ones that they can do more than pachinko machines. Honestly, I'd love them to sell them to whichever publisher, whether it's Sony, Microsoft, anyone who wants to make a good Castlevania, Silent Hill, Metal Gear, let them have it. You know, I just wanted to go to a good home rather than just festering away, especially Silent Hill, man. My God. Poor Silent Hill. Yeah, I don't know. Like, y'all, listen, if you guys are fans of Lyoko, you are also fans of Lyoko Evolution. That's literally what it is. This man said Lyoko is weirder than racism. It is. Like, who the fuck is sitting there? And I gave Lyoko a whole season to hook me, man. It did not fucking hook me. Who the fuck is sitting there watching Lyoko in the crib like, yo, this shit hitting, bro, over everything else on Maguzi? Because it was on Maguzi, I think. Do you like Pringles? I actually do like Pringles. My favorite flavor is sour cream and onion. Silent Hill has been real silent. Randy, go on timeout. Go on timeout for that one. Ugh. Nah, folks, things you don't want to know. You don't want to know. This shit be wild, bro. Oh god. But that Kolyoko thing got me all the way fucked up, you guys. Is there any good soundtrack that matches Ori and the Will of the Wisps or Breath of the Wild or Final Fantasy VII Remake? Well, all three of those are very different soundtracks. But off the top of my head, Nier Automata is very fucking good. Yakuza 0 soundtrack is a banger. If you just like music in general, play a lot of games and listen to what they're crafting. They've got a lot of good stuff there. But yeah, like Nier Automata, fucking God of War 2018 was great. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Basically anything from Platinum is fire. Platinum Games does a really good job on music. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That music is a fucking banger, bro. What's up, Daniel? How you doing, brother? Who's your favorite toy from Toy Story? I was pretty basic. I loved Buzz Lightyear. I loved Woody and Buzz. Have you seen Basic Instinct? Can't say that I have. Let me look this up. Basic Instinct. A 1992 neo-noir erotic thriller starring Sharon Stone, Michael Douglas. Interesting. What's this? Film follows San Francisco police detective Nick Caron, who's investigating the brutal murder of a wealthy rock star. Interesting. Yeah, I know. I've never seen this. There's a lot of shit I've just never seen, you know, because there's just so many movies that come out. Damn, you're still going. Oh, no, we getting ready to wrap it up over here, Adam. We getting ready to wrap it up. Persona 5 soundtrack is God tier. Absolutely, man. I just get so tired of mentioning Persona all the time that I've kind of defaulted to switching it to Yakuza just so people realize, we get it! Persona is awesome, we get it! Because I'm that type of person, you know? I'll just be like, yeah, Persona's great, bro. The Uncharted soundtrack is awesome. Demon Souls. Most of the From Software stuff is great. Maguzi was trash. It was. Maguzi was a welfare Toonami. It was a weird-ass Toonami. It really was. What was on Maguzi besides Code Lyoko? Some bullshit was on Maguzi. Code Lyoko, which is bullshit. And Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which is awesome. I fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, man. I don't give a fuck what people say. Like I said, everybody has that show. Just like some people out here would make Code Lyoko the hill to die on, I will make Yu-Gi-Oh! GX the hill to die on, you know? Erotic. Yep. Fire Emblem 3 Houses OST is great too. Yep, there's a lot. Just saw it on Netflix. Would recommend. All right, Zap Black. I will keep that in mind when I'm scrolling for something to watch. Did you hear what happened to Tiger Woods? Hope he recovers from those injuries. You know, it's funny, Daniel Aguilar. That's how we opened the stream. People were asking me about Tiger Woods. I had no idea that had happened because when I'm not on social media, I'm off the grid, you guys. You know what I'm saying? So all of the news that I hear is from social media if I'm not like near a TV to hear something. So I was actually playing Doom Eternal earlier, and I went downstairs to go get some food, and my mom was like, you heard what happened to Tiger Woods? I said, no. Because one thing I've done when I play video games, you guys, especially the past year, is unless I'm sharing a funny screenshot or video, I put my phone in my drawer when I play games, because that shit just helps me focus. Because you never realize like how much time you spend on social. I'm not trying to make this into a whole social media is taking over our life thing, because fuck, that's ridiculous. But you never realize like when you're focused on something and then you just get a notification on Facebook and you just go down that rabbit hole. So when I'm playing games or watching movies or whatever, my phone goes in my drawer. I don't even look at it. And that's how I get all the stuff done. That's why I'm able to play games and just get immersed in the game world and the universe. And it's been working out very well, I will say that much. Kudos to people who can do both. They can be on their phone and play a game. I can't. Like, when I'm playing a game like Control, I'm paid attention and glued into that world. I can't say the same when it's, you know, like, if it's anything else. Like, I don't know. What other game would I be on my phone? Maybe Destiny? Maybe those time sync games like 2K? Maybe like Madden or Warzone? Maybe. You can be on your phone in between shit. Maybe. Social media is cancer. I wouldn't even say that, to be honest, man. I mean, I've been here since the birth of social media. I've seen it at its worst. I've seen it at its best. And to me, it's literally just, if you accept that this is a place where you can congregate and talk about stuff and realize that everyone else is just a person behind a keyboard, I think people will have a good time. So that's how I don't let negativity bother me. Like, I'm not like one of those people that has to take a social media break or has to do X, Y, Z. I mean, if you need to do that, by all means, get yourself in order. But me, myself, and I literally open up Twitter. I spend maybe 5 minutes on there, close the app, go back to what I'm doing. The most amount of time I ever spend on social media is when something major has happened in the world and I'm trying to get updates, or if it's a fun event like E3 and we're all just sharing memes and shit like that. But other than that, I don't know, man. Like, I go on there. Like, there's some times where I don't tweet for days, you know? Like, I'm okay. I'm fine if you see me on gaming platforms or YouTube videos, but sometimes I ain't been on there. Let's see. Now it makes sense, Chris. But Chris, if you remember when you used to say, nah, we wrapping up, we go on for another couple hours. That's true, Adam. That's absolutely true. That's what we did back in the day. You know, like, and I could go on for another 2 hours. I really could, you guys, but I'm trying to limit these streams to like 2.5 hours max. So I still have some time to play some games, eat some food, get stoned out of my mind, which is what I'm in the process of doing right now. Alrighty, let's see. Twitter is a literal toxic wasteland. I mean, I guess maybe if you look at it like that, but what you guys got to realize is that people on Twitter, they just say shit just cause. They're going to say this shit because they're behind a username, just like YouTube comment sections, you know? So yeah, it's like toxic or whatever it can be if you've never been on social media and you think that these people would say the same things to you in person. They won't. Listen, there are people out there who were trolling the shit out of me growing up in like my early days of YouTube, saying crazy wild shit. And then I ended up meeting these people in passing when I went to conventions, and then they see me, I'm 6'4", 220. They're like, oh, hey, how you doing, bro? They try to be buddy with me and everything. And meanwhile, these niggas is like 5'2", 180. And I'm like, oh, shit. Of course. Like, you literally, in my mind, I was thinking, what would a troll look like? And this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know. I just tell people, look at social media as you can take the good, you take the bad, but just realize that shit does not matter in the real world. It doesn't. We have a $5 super chat coming in from Any Gamer Reviews. Thank you so much, brother. Never saw Dragon Ball Evolution. I played the game on an emulator, and that's an hour I'll never get back. Why, Dimps? Just why? Hey, listen, Any Gamer, sometimes you got to pay the bills, brother. Like, there's a lot of developers out there who take projects that you look back and you wonder, why? Why, sweetie? Why did you do this? But you realize shit just happens. Everybody has a dud or two on their resume. Like, some developers nowadays, they got their start working on really crappy movie licensed games, tie-ins and all that. And then they got clout and they worked on their own stuff. So I understand it. I get it. You know, it's the duality of a developer. You can go from making Budokai 3, one of the best anime games of all time, and then you do Dragon Ball Evolution. But the funny thing about that PSP game, it was actually better than the movie. Which isn't saying much, but it's something. It counts for something. $2 super chat coming in from Asbellant100. Thank you so much, kind sir. How do you feel about The Legend of Korra? So, The Legend of Korra as a show overall, I think it's an inconsistent mess. And there's a multitude of reasons to explain that. Basically, when the developers, the creators of the show, they envisioned Korra as like a one-season thing. But it was so immensely popular within the first couple episodes that Nickelodeon's like, hey, we want more of this shit. And so they had to craft the story around that, which is why it was kind of really wishy-washy and all over the place. It's got a lot of cool stuff. Like, it's got great villains. It's got some interesting themes that the original Avatar didn't tackle. But in terms of characterization, Korra is an inferior avatar to Aang in every single aspect, especially characterization. That whole love situation she's got going on. Listen, I don't. Love is love. You love who you want, whatever, but you got to make that romance good. I felt nothing for these two characters. I felt nothing for a lot of the cast in that show. I felt more for the villains and what they got going on than people on Korra's side. You know what I'm saying? Folks thinks this is like, I'm ahead of you, Neo. I'm stoned. You know, man. Do I got an edible in here? I actually don't. It's in the fridge. I would get the process started. Oh, we have another racist in the comments, Posting. Who is it? What was your favorite food? Are you a fan of Biden? Oh, it's just a spammer. Yeah, damn, Nathan. No, bro. You can't be spamming stuff, man. I'll get to your questions, but you gotta ask just one, bro, not 80. Yeah, so it's Yeah, Korra, it's like, it's got some good stuff. They watch it if you want, but just realize that level of storytelling and just the pacing of the original Avatar show and how it just ended so beautifully, you're not getting that with Korra. You're getting some good stuff, a lot of bad stuff, and in general, just a mediocre experience. That's how it is. Yo, my girl's on season 1. Chill. Hey, Jones, listen. She better not be listening right now. I'm not spoiling nothing. All I said is it doesn't live up to the hype. But that's me. Let's see. I'm gonna answer one of Nathan's questions though. Thoughts on the recent Boruto chapter. Okay, so without getting into spoilers, I did read the recent Boruto chapter and I felt some type of way. That doesn't change my thoughts about Boruto as a whole. I just think it's one of those next generation series that I'm not a fan of these next generation shows. Like, none of them really do a great job at actually making this shit be believable. Why did that recent Boruto chapter work? Well, because it was dealing with a character we loved and someone who's related to that character, not Boruto and his merry band of fuck niggas who we don't care about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. If you like Boruto, it's all on you. It's all great, but it's just, I don't know. Like, people be telling me, yo, Boruto, like, my homie anime analyst, he my nigga. I love that dude. But he be like, yo, Boruto haters, your days are numbered. I'm like, nigga, Boruto's been around for years. Do you know what we were at by this point in Naruto's run? 3-4 years in? A hell of a lot more cool stuff than what's been going on in Boruto. That's all I'm fucking saying, man. It's like Boruto is an early access manga anime. That's what it is. It's like, just wait 3-4 years, wait for the updates, and then it'll get good. It's like No Man's Sky, the anime. But shout out to the Boruto fans. Let's see. Okay. How interested are you in the current gen of video games? I haven't really felt much excitement from it since the PS3 days. The stuff here, it can't bring the same magic, unfortunately. Honestly, Lionheart, I understand where you're coming from in some respects. Like, there are some game genres that really thrived on the 6th generation of consoles, and a lot of really interesting and quirky games that we just don't get anymore. You know, like games like Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, 3D Dot Game Heroes. There was a lot of originality and creativity that generation. Like, the amount of IPs that were born that gen, it was insane. And I'm not saying in the past 10 years we haven't gotten great games, because we have. Oh, absolutely. We've gotten fantastic, stellar experiences, but never really a lot of different shit, if that makes sense. It's just more of what we already know, which is great because it keeps getting better, but never one of those like really interesting quirky games that comes out and you're like, yo, this is awesome. If you're looking for really interesting and quirky games, you're gonna have to play an indie title. So it's not gonna be like single and double A games have really gone by the wayside. Everything is either AAA or indie at this point, which kind of sucks, because I definitely do think that middle ground for games that are like $30-$40, where it's a smaller budget, the Katamari type games, smaller budget, smaller scale and scope, but they're just genuinely fun, like No More Heroes, things like that. I mean, I'm glad we're getting No More Heroes 3, but look how long it's taking for that kind of game, and look how many games that are coming out these days that aren't like that. So I totally get where you're coming from, Lionheart, but I'm a gamer, so I'm always going to find something to play that I love. Like just in the past generation alone, so many games have brought me to tears, and I've gotten so much emotional connection to, where, yeah, I might be missing out on certain genres, but there's always something to play. Like Persona 5, God of War 2018, Nier Automata, like those three are like my top 3 games of the generation. And they're fantastic at what they do. And then right under that is Yakuza 0. And then right under that is Judgment. And then right under that is... Let me stop. I would start listing off all the Yakuza games. So yeah, it's just really broadening your horizon and finding other stuff and things like that. What about the Inuyasha sequel series? I have not started Yashahime yet, Corey. I'm waiting for it to finish up, and then I'm gonna binge it. But from what I've been hearing with Yashahime, it's like people are watching it, but it's not like my sister's a big Inuyasha fan. She's watching it, but she ain't like, yo, you gotta watch Yashahime, bro. It's cool, but like it takes time to get GOAT. Marcus Doyle Terrell, $2 super chat. Boruto is Naruto GT. Hey man, Naruto, no. GT had Super Saiyan 4. What the fuck does Boruto have? What the fuck does Boruto have, man? No. And at least Dragon Ball GT was 64 episodes. 64 episodes of fuckery, but 64 episodes. Boruto. Listen, shout out to the Boruto fans. $2 super chat coming in from... I am so sorry, brother. I'm gonna butcher your name. I am so sorry. And if I butcher y'all's names, I apologize in advance. Lecture me on how to get the pronunciation right. I want to say it's Hiwan or Jiwan Bias. I'm sorry, bro. I'm trying to get better at these. He says, Neo, I owe you for putting me on to Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh, the GOAT. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to the Yu Yu Hakusho fans. Yo, shout out to Yuyu, man. Shout out. Y'all want to see some greatness right here? Y'all see some greatness right here? Oh, y'all know how we do it around these pods, man. Oh, yo. Look at this. Look at that shit right there. Oh, got that Yu Yu Hakusho. Got that season 1. Got that season 2. Got that season 3 with the most badass short person. And of course we got the sexiest nigga alive. We got Kurama. Shout out to Yu Yu Hakusho, man. Goat ass series, and I will be buying it on Steelbooks soon. Like, this is how much I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I own this series like 3 times over with different formats. I own it all on DVD. I own it all on DVD with the box sets. I own it all on Blu-ray, and I'm about to own it all on Blu-ray again with the Steelbooks. Let's fucking go. Like, I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I stand this shit. But I'm so happy you enjoyed it, man. You and also Jack Move Johnny. He just recently finished up Yu Yu Hakusho, which is, yo, we should really do like a Yu Yu Hakusho like community watch. I don't know where we would do it because I feel like that's copyright central. But that'd be fucking dope. We just get on here and just talk about Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh, and then the homie Maddie coming through with that $2 super chat. A little love to you, brother. Oh, well, thank you, Maddie. AKA Valkyrian24, AKA Doc Messiah 24, AKA Mookman 24, AKA the most badass photographer from down under. Appreciate you, brother. I see Australia, y'all been kicking COVID in its ass, man. I mean, that's what I can see from the outside perspective, but y'all opened up movie theaters, you went back to the movies and shit. I see you in that gym. So that's good, man. I'm happy to hear you doing swell. Good luck on this next tri-semester, bro. I think you said that's your last one, right? And Godspeed to you, brother. Keep in touch. And let's see. We got one last super chat. And this is the this is the final super chat of the night, you guys, because it's about to be 11 p.m. I got to go cook and do stuff. So don't y'all come in here with these donations trying to get me to stay. No, I appreciate it. Stop. We got it. And as I said that, somebody else donated a super chat. Oh, you guys are the best, but also, come on. We got places to be. People to see, people to be inside of. Like, come on, you guys. All right, so $5 super chat from Marcus Doyle Terrell. Did I know? The Boruto anime has more episodes than the manga. Ridiculous. Well, if I have this right, didn't the anime start before the manga? So that would make sense why it would be longer than the manga. And aren't they different too? Yeah, I think it's the same thing with Super as well. Like the Super manga started after the anime, and it's like different writers and shit. And then we got Juan coming in with that $2 super chat. Bro, don't worry, man. But think of it like Yawan? Like Yawan? Like, do you have to put the accent on the J-A? Maybe? Not sure. Maybe. But I appreciate that, brother. And I'm glad you enjoyed Yu Yu Hakusho. But that's it, you guys. That's it. We're wrapping up the stream for tonight. We've gone on for 2.5, almost 3 hours. Guys, thank you. Thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, for just another dope ass session. I always love coming in here and kicking it with y'all. It's a ton of fun, whether you were here for 5 minutes or for the long haul. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for all the super chats. All that money gets donated back into the channel and upgrading a lot of stuff behind the scenes, which we've been working on it very hush hush, but a lot of big stuff is happening in the next couple of months. I'm so excited for you guys to see what's happening. Check back Friday for 2 videos going live. Well, one is going to go live Friday. The other one's probably going to go live maybe one Thursday, one Friday, maybe back-to-back uploads. Who knows? But it's basically talking about my time with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X after 3+ months of well, in the case of Xbox, 4 months. 3 months of using the systems. We might do an adaptation. Wow. This is when you've been in the chat too long talking about anime and manga. We might do a live stream for the PlayStation State of Play, even though it's only 30 minutes. If you guys want me to, hit me up on Twitter. Ask me for that shit on the day off, and I'll be like, we'll see. But yeah, you guys, enjoy the rest of your nights, your mornings, your evenings, your afternoons, whatever y'all are doing. Make sure you stay hydrated. Drink your motherfucking water. If Danix was here, he would tell you guys to do that. So I'm going to double down on him. Drink your water. Stay hydrated. Do what you got to do. Stay wrapped up in these streets because, you know, with COVID and everything, you know, wear your mask, wear a condom. Do what you got to do, man. Just stay safe. Protect your assets. CYA. Cover your ass. And, yeah, for me to you for now, my name is NGS. I just had a brain fart for a second because I was thinking about those fucking Code Lyoko shits. Why do they have 8 heads? Why? I hate you guys. I fucking hate you. I can't sleep now because I'm thinking about that bullshit. Everything was just fine until y'all brought up Code Lyoko. But you know what? That's all y'all's favorite series. But yeah, you guys, enjoy the rest of your nights, your mornings, your afternoons. And I'm going to holla at y'all next time. Peace. Fucking Code Lyoko, man. Fucking Code Lyoko. Code Lyoko, bro. Some bullshit.